For the second straight year, State of Soccer is hosting another watch-along party for the MLS Cup. Last year, it was my hometown, New York City FC. But this year, we have Brian McDonough's hometown, Philly Union, taking on LAFC in a battle of first-time MLS Cup finalists. The Union and LAFC, one will be crowned a new champion here on State of Soccer, joined by Brian McDonough, the host of State of Soccer TV. Brian, you got the Union jersey on. You got a Union coffee mug off the screen there. You've got to be really excited.
I have it all. I have the mug. I have the jersey. I have Union Avenue back here, scarf in front of me for when the Union score. I'm ready to dupe. I'm extremely excited. I've been waiting since 2008 for this. So, I mean, this is big for me.
No bias here. No bias here. We promise. We do know that we can't promise that it's going to be a great MLS Cup match. The first time two top seeds have faced off in the MLS Cup Final since 2003. And this is a tale of two very differently built squads.
That's exactly right, Josh. I think that's the most impressive, great thing about this postseason for MLS is the fact that it is the two top seeds. Both finished with 67 points this season. And of course, LAFC edging out the Union in wins to become the Supporters Shield champions. But of course, 2 years ago, we saw the Union take home the Supporters Shield. So these teams have been successful since their existence. Well, at least LAFC has. But over the past couple of years, past 5 years, the Union have really built up this team ready to go, and they've been building for this moment.
And it has been a different road in the playoffs as well. The Union coming back from a goal down early against New York City FC, and LAFC 3 goals in each of their 2 matches in the playoffs. What did you see in the road to the MLS Cup Final for these two teams?
Yeah, I'll start with the Union. I think ultimately the Union played their brand of soccer. We saw them. The back line has been tremendous throughout the playoffs, as they were for the entire season. Andre Blake bailed out the Union a couple times, which just kind of gives them a little bit more confidence and energy. Anytime your goalkeeper is able to bail out your team defensively, it's kind of sending a message to the back line. You have to step up. And the midfield for the Philadelphia Union have, of course, been extremely, extremely good, with Martinez at, back there as defensive midfielder controlling the pace of the match more or less. And Gazdag, he's just been incredible for the Philadelphia Union. So, I mean, from the attack to the midfield to the back line to Andre Blake, this team has looked really good, Josh. Now, I want to hear what your thoughts are on LAFC throughout the playoffs.
Well, LAFC is a team that has really been built by the designated player. They have been filled with international stars from the beginning of their club, but we're really only seeing one of them in the starting lineup. That's, of course, Carlos Vela, who has carried the captain's armband, first player signed in LAFC history. He has been outstanding for them all year long. 12 goals, 11 assists on the season for them. And this year, it has been they've had 2 of the biggest, I think, designated player signings in MLS history. Giorgio Chiellini and Gareth Bale both have played at the top stages on the planet. Both have won Champions Leagues and just have had exceptional careers, but they have not carried the load as much for LAFC. It has been some of the more local guys. Obviously, Vela, the Mexican international, Kellen Acosta this year has been spectacular. And LAFC against the Union is showing kind of a different brand of football than we expected from a team that just went after some of the biggest names in international soccer with the designated player so far. So, as we said, it's a tale of 2 very different styles of play, but it should be an interesting one in the MLS Cup Final today. So, they're getting close to getting started in LA. Bank of California Stadium hosting its first MLS Cup Final. While they bring the trophy out onto the field on television, let's take a look at the starting 11 for each side, beginning with the visitors in the Philadelphia Union, their first MLS Cup Final. And Brian, you're the Philly fan. What do you think of the starting lineup for the Union?
Well, I mean, this has pretty been standard. This is a standard lineup for the Philadelphia Union. They've kept it consistent. I was talking about Andre Blake back there as the captain, the goalkeeper, brick wall, MLS Goalkeeper of the Year, who I think is a top 3 goalkeeper in CONCACAF. You could argue number 2 right now behind Keylor Navas. Back 4, Kai Wagner starting at left back. Center back tandem duo of Jack Elliott and Jakob Glesnes. They've been really proficient, incredible defenders. Those 3 were all-stars as well as candidates for Defender of the Year. And Olivier Mbaizo at right back, if you remember, Josh, last year, he kind of gave up that goal against NYFC in the semifinal for NYFC to go to MLS Cup. However, this year he's been extremely strong. At defensive midfield, we have Martinez, who's been really, really great back there. Leon Flack, Gazdag, and McGlynn kind of carrying the lion's share in the midfield. McGlynn has just been standout, a stud ever since his most recent experience with the U.S. youth team. He's really come through and kind of carved out a position for himself. We have Ura at striker, along with Julian Carranza, top two up there, getting the job done. They've been extremely consistent when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net. This starting lineup for the Philadelphia Union, I like to say, what's most impressive to me is every single one of these players come from a different nation, which I just think is so fascinating. And it shows where we are with MLS in 2022. It's pretty incredible. So a collection of players that have come together, and they look really good this season.
And that's something, the international success of this league, of both of these teams, is something we'll get into as the game goes on. But let's take a look at the lineup for LAFC. They could have a returning champion as one of their starting center backs in Sebastian Ibeaga, who played on New York City FC's championship team last season, is getting the start. A 4-3-1-2 formation. Or sorry, I'm looking at the wrong formation there. 4-3-3 formation for LAFC. One of the just classic formations in soccer, emphasizing the wingers because it really starts and ends with their number 10, Carlos Vela. As I mentioned, 12 goals, second on the team, 11 assists, first on the team. He's been in the voting for MLS MVP in just about every game that he has started this year. Maxime Crepeau in goal for LAFC, Ibeaga, Murillo in the center. The wingbacks are Palacios and Ryan Hollingshead. And then the midfield in Ile Sanchez, Kelna Acosta, who has been one of the best players in MLS in the midfield since he has come on, played for a whole bunch of different teams, and he has a chance to win another MLS Cup championship. And he is joined by Jose Cifuentes as well. Cristian Arango in the number 9 role up front. He leads the team with 18 goals on the season. And Dennis Buanga on the left wing, and of course the captain Carlos Vela on the right wing for LAFC. It is going to be a really interesting game, and it really, as I said, it really starts on the wings with LAFC.
Yeah, and on paper you could argue that LAFC, especially up top, might be the stronger team, but when it comes to Julian Carranza and Gazdag or Ura, we've seen a lot of goals. And with Gazdag, of course, in that center attacking midfield role, he's been extremely proficient. So both these teams, I would say, overall are evenly matched. The best player on the field, of course, is Carlos Vela. And it looks like today Gareth Bale is on the bench, so there's a chance that we could see him, Josh, as a sub. And like you alluded to earlier in this pre-match show, hasn't really gotten off to the best foot for LAFC, and this will be his last match before we go into the World Cup.
Yeah, and it's kind of been a tune-up for Gareth Bale, famously not getting a lot of time with Real Madrid after they signed him to what was then a record transfer signing back in 2013. Started in his year with Los Blancos, but really after that he kind of fell off, and he has not been very active in LAFC so far this season. But the benches, I think, could play a key role because there's a big name on Philly Union's bench, really one of their original players in Alejandro Bedoya.
And that's exactly right. Alejandro Bedoya on the bench coming in. Blake is the captain on the field right now for this game, but the armband could be passed to Bedoya if he comes in as a substitute. The player who played for Nantes, U.S. men's national team, international starter in that 2014 World Cup, if you're a USMNT fan. A guy who really has carried this team over the past half a decade. And I think he's one of the most influential players on either lineups, especially if he gets into the match.
Yeah, and he's a guy who can really change the course of the game. And another guy for Philadelphia who is really looking to make his own name and may just get that chance is Paxton Aronson, who has a pretty famous brother if you are a U.S. men's national team fan like I know you are, Brian.
Yeah, or a Leeds United fan who just beat Bournemouth 4-3 today in a great match. And the thing with Brendan Aronson, we've seen what he could do for the Philadelphia Union. Now, of course, he's playing in Europe. He's playing in the Premier League. But his younger brother Paxton Aronson, although he hasn't gotten a whole lot of time this year for the US youth teams, he's showed really, really well. His time with the Union, he's been a great player, a playmaker in the midfield. And Josh, actually, just recently, as of yesterday, news just came out that he is going to sign with Eintracht Frankfurt in the Bundesliga for $4 million. So another major transfer, homegrown transfer for the Philadelphia Union. Ernst Tanner has done a great job with this franchise as far as a club, as far as players going to Europe, and he's the next one.
Yeah, a chance to blaze his own trail with one of the most sneakily successful teams, Europa League winners just a couple years ago. And Eintracht Frankfurt, actually just last season, won the Europa League, beating Rangers in the final for Scotland, West Ham, one of the top couple of teams in the Premier League, and a big name, FC Barcelona, a big win for Eintracht Frankfurt, producing such players as Luka Jovic, and it could be Paxton Aronson, their next guy who stars. But for LAFC, they've got some names on the bench as well. We've mentioned Carlos Vela, but another one of their big defensive designated player signings that we saw this season in Giorgio Chiellini, the Italian international. He's coming off the bench as well, as is Cristian Tello, a guy who starred for Real Betis in La Liga Santander.
Yep. And I mean, he's been incredible. And Chicho Arango has been just fantastic for LAFC. I think one of the most talented strikers in Major League Soccer. And these are guys we could see. Yeah, you want to see them stay in MLS. You want to see MLS to continue to build its profile of players, young players, as carry on their career here. But of course, these are players that could be sold over to Europe. And MLS, most recently in this new era of Major League Soccer, has become kind of the stepping stone for that next level to Europe. A lot of talent out here. And I guarantee you, Josh, there's going to be a lot of scouts in the stands for today's match.
And that's the talent in the MLS, and the way it's brought to it is definitely a topic of conversation that we will get going. But the teams are taking to the field and getting ready to start the MLS Cup Final. A new champion will be crowned. If you want to watch the TV feed, it's on Fox in the United States, but make sure to mute the commentary because Brian and I will be following along and giving you the play-by-play between the Philadelphia Union and Los Angeles FC. Bank of California Stadium looks absolutely rocking as we are about to get started with the MLS Cup Final. The Union in their really nice looking baby blue jerseys, yellow shorts, and LAFC in the all blacks as we are underway at Bank of California Stadium. Josh Sperber and Brian McDonough on the call for this watch along party for the MLS Cup Final. It's the Union who are getting a chance. Ball's headed back to Andre Blake. First time in history that a goalkeeper has been named the goalie of the year in the MLS, and that's Andre Blake, who has been a standout for the Union for the entirety of his MLS career.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been unbelievable coming out of UConn, first pick in the draft as a goalkeeper, and he's shown what he's capable of. A lot of people think he should be in Europe. That's a story for another day, but he's here in MLS, and he's playing MLS Cup today. Veteran presence there in the back of the net, and a guy that the Union are going to be counting on to bail them out, I'm sure, in this match, because this LAFC attack is potent.
And that is one of the major differences, I think, between these two teams. You can't deny the goal-scoring capabilities of Philadelphia, but they really build the team around their strong defense, and they kind of take chances when they see an opportunity, where LAFC is just attack. They've been controlling possession so far, and there is a nice stop in the middle by the Philadelphia Union's center back in Jack Elliott, who stops an LAFC attack.
Yeah, but LAFC is putting the pressure on here, Josh, early on. The Union have to keep their composure, and they have to really stifle any attack here early on with the crowd. You know, the LAFC crowd is crazy too. You want to talk about the home field advantage here for LAFC.
Yeah, Kellen Acosta might be a little bit biased, but he's certainly been around the MLS, called the LAFC faithful the best fans in all of the MLS. And if you saw that ESPN Plus series as well, you know that this is just a really strong fan base led by some quite famous faces.
Yeah, a lot of famous faces out there today. But I have a lot of, confidence right now, Josh, in Coach Jim Curtin. A tale of two young coaches starting out their careers. Of course, Curtin's been with the Union for a while now. But we'll see what adjustments he makes here as LAFC continue to put the pressure on.
LAFC thought they had a foul won, but the advantage played by the referees there. There was a tackle of Kellen Acosta in midfield, but advantage was played. It's going to end up a goal kick for the Philadelphia Union. And we've talked about this, Brian, the first time that the two number one seeds have played in the MLS Cup Final since 2003. What does that mean for the MLS as a league?
It shows how far Major League Soccer has come. Of course, there's parity, but you also want to have consistency with some of these clubs. And I feel that from year to year, you have these different clubs coming to the table with marquee signings. But I think systems are starting to be created and identities being created amongst these clubs. And you're seeing that with these two teams today.
And the identity for Philadelphia has just been kind of an international powerhouse, but the tempos we'll see a quite difference in is Philly, just a controlled tempo, really looking to play possession soccer, while LAFC is in full-on attack mode early on. 3.5 minutes have gone by in this MLS Cup match, a foul won by LAFC deep in their own territory.
And that's the thing, Josh. LAFC is going to continue to pressure when it comes to attack. They have the ability to do so. And Vela is so dangerous when he's able to cut in on that left foot. So we're going to see if he's able to do that from the right side today. Yeah,
that is something that the Union cannot let happen, is letting Vela loose on that right side. They did a great job of limiting NYCFC in the conference finals. 1 goal scored by Maxi Morales, but after that, the Union clamped down on defense and took advantage of some mistakes by the defending champions.
And Jim Curtin was asked before the game, Josh, how do you stop Carlos Vela? And his answer was, you can't stop Carlos Vela. All you can do is contain him. So that's what the Union are trying to do here right now.
And he has been quiet so far, but only 4.5 minutes have gone by in this MLS Cup. Union with the ball deep in their zones. That's cleared by Kai Wagner. Deep down back in their territory. They've got it up front. And a man going down the refs, really keeping the cards and whistles in their pocket so far. A couple of players on each team going to ground, and a consistently game called by the referees early going.
Yeah, and I don't really know who's out there as far as the referees, Josh, but overall MLS has been getting better when it comes to reffing each match, I think, at least this season. So I think they've been great so far in the MLS playoffs.
And you like to see the refs just letting the players play, as Union get something of a chance early on, as their leading goal scorer for Philadelphia is their leading goal scorer for Philadelphia got a chance early, but no shot for the Union thus far. It is in the LAFC zone right now, and a corner kick for the Philadelphia Union. Kai Wagner will take it from the left side of the field. The German international, low cross in, outswinging ball, deep header outside of the box from Gazdag, but no dice. LAFC will get possession. This is where they're dangerous. Going up the wing is Mbazo. And out of bounds. 6 minutes have elapsed in this first half. We're still scoreless in the MLS Cup Finals. Josh Berber, Brian McDonough here on State of Soccer. And this will be the last game that we call that is not a World Cup match for quite a while. And I know that's something I'm very excited about.
And Josh, that's exactly right. We have the World Cup coming up, of course, and State of Soccer will be providing commentary from the World Cup in the form of content, as well as these live streams. I'll be there in Qatar for 3 group stage matches. I'll be there for about 10 days. So coming to you live from Qatar very soon in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've got about 10 games on State of Soccer, trying to get as much World Cup content as we possibly can. And like this one, we'll be doing it from a couple of different countries. So you'll see the World Cup from around the world here on State of Soccer beginning on November 21st. when the United States takes on Wales. Jill Gearin will be doing play-by-play for that one.
Yeah, Jill will be doing it. Jill was actually the first female to ever broadcast a Arizona Diamondbacks game in Major League Baseball. Pretty cool. And she'll be now broadcasting for State of Soccer for those matches.
Yeah, really excited to see her calls on this. I would be watching, but I will not be working that game, so I'll have to try and sneak that one in while I'm at my other job. But still scoreless in the MLS Cup Final, as this is kind of our tune-up before the World Cup here, and that is something that we will not see Carlos Vela in. He's not going to be playing for Mexico in the World Cup, and that's kind of a shocking omission, I think.
Yeah, we've seen Carlos Vela kind of fall out of grace with Mexico, and he did play in 2018, but 4 years later doesn't look like the case for El Tri. So but they, once again, good team, tough group. We'll see where Mexico ends up in this World Cup.
And a foul at the midfield. It's Ibeaga who commits it for LAFC. So Philly quickly gets a free kick going and brings the ball in the LAFC half.
It looks like, Josh, we have Rami coming in with a comment here. I'm not sure, McKenna, if you want to share that on the screen. Who would win in a fist fight, Jim Curtin or Brian? I guess me or Jim Curtin. Yeah, and we appreciate the banter too. We're here to call the game. We also want to have some fun. So I appreciate that, Rami. I mean, I'm going to go with me, but then again, Josh, I don't know, right?
I mean, you write the check, so I'm going with you too.
Although I think Jim Curtin could be a dirty fighter. Plus his sneaker game's on point too. So I think if I go after his shoes, he might get kind of pissed. So that'd be my first line of attack.
Oh, never go for the kicks.
Going for the kicks.
Yeah, we'll leave that to the guys on the pitch here as a bicycle kick clearance by Philadelphia, and that ends up at the feet of LAFC, despite Garanza going to ground there. It's been a pretty conservative start to this MLS Cup, and that was similar to the way we saw it last year. No goals until late in the first half in NYFC and the Portland Timbers match last season.
Yeah, Josh, and if you don't mind 1 second here, I'm having some issues with my stream on my end. So
always a couple of technical difficulties, but we still appreciate Brian McDonough on the color commentary. McKenna May making her directorial production debut, spinning the dials back at State of Soccer headquarters. Appreciate having her on. Great to have some extra people behind the scenes for us as we continue to grow the State of Soccer channel. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on social media as well. 10 minutes have gone by in this MLS Cup. Vela controls on the right side in the attacking third. A ball going in, and it almost escapes the feet of the LAFC striker in Cristian Arango. And a shot attempt missing the net. Vela wants a foul, but he will not get one. Score stays at 0-0 as the LAFC hunt for a foul on one of their first chances of the game. Showing the replay here, Vela cut in, and I think he was looking for a deflection, and it looked like it went off the shin guard of Jose Martinez and deflected over Andre Blake and the Union goal. But it says it'll be a goal kick as of right now. Union with possession, sending it towards the midfield. Martinez trying to get around a stingy LAFC defense as the Union play it from the back again as they try and push the ball forward. Ball going all the way back to Andre Blake. The most frequent winner of the Goalkeeper of the Year, his third time, first in 4 years for the Jamaican international. The captain on the field for the Union today. Controlled by Hollingsworth, LAFC cleared away. Now up the left side where the black and gold are so dangerous. They look to play on the wings as they continue to try and push the ball forward, but Union gets possession. That strong defense, Brian, has been a key for Philadelphia this season.
And Josh, it really has been. I mean, led by, of course, Andre Blake, we've talked about multiple times here, but Jakob Glesnes, defender of the year, just absolutely incredible this season. The big Scandinavian in the back there. I mean, he's been with the Union now for about 3-4 seasons, and each year he's gotten incrementally better. And this year, of course, getting the award for top defender with Andre Blake getting goalkeeper of the year. But 3 of the 4 players in that back line, Josh, and that back 4 were up for that award. So really impressive back 4, back line for the Union. And let's hope they can keep it together here in the MLS Cup.
And the ball's stayed pretty strongly in the middle of the pitch for both sides. Union a slight advantage in possession early on, as LAFC more of a quick strike team, and Union, again, that controlled possession style of soccer. They bring it into their attacking third, though, going up the right side.
It looks like we have Rami coming in with another question here. Who is the best player in MLS pure talent-wise?
That's
a trick question, right?
That is a loaded question. There are a whole lot of players that you could put on that list. Carlos Vela certainly might be one of them, as he streaks up the right side but draws a foul as the ball is knocked out of bounds on a slide tackle by Union defender Jack Elliott.
And that's exactly right, Josh. And I apologize here if I seem a little disengaged, still trying to work out the kinks here of my phone. However, I will say it's Gareth Bale has the most talent, pure talent-wise. It's Gareth Bale. That's not, you can't dispute that even at his age. But if take a step back, it could be the MVP of this season, Josh.
Yeah, Hani Mukhtar, certainly a guy that you could put on that list. A phenomenal season for Nashville FC, as Jack Elliott is shown the first card of the game, a yellow card for the Union center back, and it's Vela with a free kick almost parallel with the 18-yard box towards the far right sideline of the LAFC. Big chance for the black and gold here. Vela stands behind the free kick as he awaits the strike with his left foot. In swinging ball, Blake out to it, and he makes the catch for a stop. Easy work there for the Jamaican international. He's another guy who might be on the list of most talented player. You got to give some of the goalies credit, and Andre Blake, one of the most versatile keepers in the MLS.
And that's a little controversial, Josh. A lot of people thought, especially Union fans, that Andre Blake could have been the MVP of this season with his standout performances that kept the Union in the Supporter Shield hunt. But additionally, what he's done in this MLS Cup playoff. So we haven't seen it before. I don't believe in MLS. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. An MLS player has won MVP, or MLS goalkeeper has won MVP. However, if there was one, it would be Andre Blake.
And we've certainly seen goalies in the running for it, as a shot comes in, but missing well wide for Ilya Sanchez. As it deflects off him, we may have a corner kick for the Philadelphia Union. A long-distance shot taken by Jose Martinez.
Yeah, and Jose Martinez sometimes likes to unleash from long distance. Doesn't have a lot of luck with that. Not really the Union's prominent goal scorer here, but not a bad take early in the match. It looks like LAFC's goalkeeper was a little bit off his line, so why not give it a shot?
Try to surprise Crepeau, but it'll be Crepeau with a goal kick as he sends it deep into the midfield area. Couple players around it, controlled by the Union. Now Vela on the right side, setting it to the middle. Play is switched for LA. Here comes the attack. Midfielders controlling for LAFC as it goes back to their left winger. And it's deflected away now.
As the ball's kind of flying around the field here, make sure to subscribe if you are tuning in today. Like Josh said before, we will be live coverage from the World Cup. I'll be there in Qatar for about 10 days, going to the USMNT versus Iran Wales match, as well as Canada versus Belgium, providing some content for that.
And I'll be doing a whole bunch of matches on play-by-play. We'll see a lot of U.S. matches in Mexico, a little bit of Ronaldo and Messi. We've some of the top matches, the most anticipated ones in the group stage. And we'll be revealing those slowly but surely as this broadcast goes on. Now the Union taking it down the right side.
And guys, make sure if you're tuning in for the first time, let us know who you're supporting in this match or who your favorite MLS team is and where you're actually tuning in from. Curious to see the State of Soccer community where you guys are watching from today. Really appreciate the view. Once again, hit like to get this stream going. The more likes, it pushes it in the system, the algorithm. And of course, subscribe if you can. It actually does. It does help. It does mean a lot.
And the Union in control on the right side. Looking to cross it in the box. LAFC does have numbers back as it's knocked out by the black and gold. Another deep throw-in for the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, and the Philadelphia Union right now, I think overall, Josh, it looks like a pretty evenly matched MLS Cup thus far. I would not be surprised if this match goes to extra time. I don't know what your thoughts are. It's one way or another. It's either a defensive contest of these two teams, or it's a burner, like a 4-3 match. So definitely not the latter at this point.
And right now it's the Union in control. Jack McGlynn, third youngest starter in MLS Cup Final history at just over 19 years old, as Ibeagha gets a dangerous ball from McGlynn out of the 18-yard box for Philly.
Yeah, and Jack McGlynn, the one thing you'll see about him is he's not necessarily the quickest, the most athletic, but his passing ability, his ability to unlock in the passing lane is unbelievable. It's unmatched, especially at his age in MLS, I believe.
Yeah, just under 20 years old, 19 years, 273 days for McGlynn, as now it's Kai Wagner under control on the left side, sending it to Martinez in the middle. Now to Mbazo. Mbazo, a long cross in, the header knocked away by Ibeagha. And LAFC cannot save it in time. It'll be a corner kick. The last man to touch it is Ryan Hollingshead. We should have Kai Wagner sending in the corner for the Union, second of the match.
We have a question here from Orad Sports. Who would win on pens, best goalkeeper or best attack? And let's keep it to this match, Josh.
I mean, if we're going on attack, I'd say it's the Union, but there's no goalkeeper in the MLS that can touch Andre Blake right now. I always go in favor of the goalie in PKs, though, as a low ball sent in by Wagner. McGlynn controls. Back to Kai, the left back, a higher cross, outswing ball, escapes Crepeau, and it's sent back behind the box for the Union. Long distance shot. Was that deflected? It was. It'll be a goal kick for Maxime Crepeau and LAFC. An exciting sequence there for the Union. They've been getting some of the chances a lot more recently in this match.
They have, Josh. So far, I mean, the Union right now, they look like extremely poised. I mean, this team, like we said, has played a lot of key matches the past couple of seasons. And kind of once you start playing out there, you start feeling comfortable. Yes, it's MLS Cup, but when you're on the field, it's just like any other match. I think both teams are kind of settled at this point.
And LAFC, a team that came in with high expectations when they were introduced as an expansion club in 2018, and the Union have been knocking on the door. Speaking of which, a great shot deflection by Ibeagha. Strong defense. He has looked great as he looks for his second consecutive MLS Cup. Was with New York City FC last year, the team that knocked out the Union thanks to an 88th minute equalizer by Thais Magno, but the Union resoundingly got their revenge in a late surge in the Eastern Conference Finals just a couple weeks ago.
Josh, if I can make a comment here right now, I think these two jerseys on the field could be two of the best aesthetically pleasing jerseys as well. The Union with that light blue, really kind of creative jersey top, where LAFC have that black and gold classic jersey that represents their brand. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. You got to love the black and gold. And the Union, I don't know how often I've seen this away top from them, but it is a great combination, the light blue and yellow.
It beats this one. It's just, I mean, it's classic for the Union, but I got to give it to the light blues. I love it.
No bias at all.
No bias. The Union bias will continue to roll throughout the stream here, so no apologies here from me.
I'll try and keep it centered, everyone. I can't control Brian.
And we'll of course be biased when we're doing the U.S. men's national team streams, but that's to be expected, and that's okay.
Yeah, well, I'm not apologizing for that,
and for Canada too.
Yeah, as Chicho Araujo goes down for LAFC, but they still maintain possession. Advantage played by the referees. And now it's Ibeaga controlling in the middle third. 22 minutes, scoreless match between Philly and LAFC.
As a Union supporter, I'm watching this off my phone right now. So, Josh, if I start squinting, or if my eyes just give out in the middle of the stream, you know why. So,
good to know. I've got the match pulled up on the screen. We do a nice remote broadcast setup as a ball goes deep into LAFC territory, knocked out of bounds by Crepeau. And the Union try to take it back, but it's a throw-in for LAFC in the 23rd minute of a scoreless MLS Cup match.
I don't think it's going to remain scoreless for much longer, Josh. I really don't. I think both teams are knocking on the door, and especially the Union right now early on. Well, at least looks like halfway through the first half.
That corner kick and a long-distance attempt by Jakob Glesnes have been some of the best chances in this first half thus far, as each team yet to score so far. But we saw some late goals in the MLS Cup last season, and that could be how this game goes as well. Comment what you think. If you think it's going to be a first half goal, we're about halfway through the first half. No goals scored yet by either team. Or if you think it'll be a late thriller after an extra time penalty kick decision last year that had NYFC win their first cup in franchise history. And we'll see a first-time champ here. Kai Wagner's cross deflected away, and LAFC have been very sharp on defense so far.
They have, but you don't underestimate that left foot from Kai Wagner crossing it in. Extremely potent right there. Josh, one thing I want to say, if NYFC can do it at Providence Park in Portland, I think the Union can do it at Bank of California Stadium in LAFC. Two incredible atmospheres, though, for a road team to take on in a cup final.
Yeah, two of the toughest, for sure, in all of the MLS. And I want to hear what you guys think. What do you think is the most difficult place to play in the MLS? It could be Bank of California Stadium. It certainly could be Providence Park from last year.
And it could be the Philadelphia Union Stadium too, Josh.
It could be. There are a lot of great fans in the MLS. A couple of places in Canada who'd like to get in on that conversation. Ball being kicked around the top of the 18-yard box, and a foul called against the Union. So LAFC will take control. Still scoreless, about to hit minute 25, and it looks like we have an offsides call.
It looks like we also have Orad Sports jumping in with Atlanta United as his choice for, I guess, the best atmosphere, the most difficult atmosphere, he says, in Major League Soccer. And when they're at full capacity, Orad Sports, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, that's certainly one that you don't think of as much. And the Atlanta United have produced one of MLS' most successful transfers, Miguel Almiron, up for Premier League Player of the Month after a stellar start to the season for Newcastle. Here come LAFC as a tackle made in front of the 18-yard box. We have a potential 25-yard free kick. Foul appears to be on Jose Martinez as Chicho Araujo goes down, or Arango, excuse me.
And that's the thing. Jose Martinez, he will get in your face. He will slide tackle. There's no qualms about it. He's a tough, difficult player, and especially defensively, he'll throw his body around. He has to be careful, though. This is early. You don't want to pick up any sort of yellow card or any sort of fouls here early on, Josh, in a cup final. Makes obviously the match a lot more difficult as we progress.
It looked to me like he got all ball on that tackle, but it'll be a set piece. 6 goals in the matches in the playoffs so far for LAFC. 3 of them have come on set pieces, and it'll be Carlos Vela again standing over this free kick.
And Josh, you're a little bit ahead of me, I can tell already. So if I hear the roar of your voice, the booming broadcast, I know this is going in the back of the net. But Andre Blake doing everything he can to stop this.
Acosta and Vela standing over the free kick. Blake directing traffic from the goal. Say about 25 yards out, close to dead center. A dangerous opportunity for LAFC in the 27th minute. The wall is being set. The Union have conceded just 3 set-piece goals this season. LAFC looking for their 4th of the playoffs. Still scoreless, and that may change. Vela. And Acosta's the one who take it off the wall and in! Kellen Acosta! The United States international and the veteran gets the first goal of the MLS Cup off a deflection. 1-0 LAFC.
You got to give it to LAFC right there. A little bit of trickery. I definitely expected Carlos Vela to take that with his dangerous left foot, but no, only the deflection off the wall gets past Andre Blake, and that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, I think the whole stadium expected Vela to take it. The prototypical free kick artist for LAFC, but it was just a quick kick, hit off the head of, it could have been Wagner, could have been Martinez, and it looks like it did not hit off either of them because clearly my eyes don't work. But Jack McGlynn, the young man, tried to head it away and ended up in the left-hand corner of the net. A quick kick by Kellen Acosta gets the first goal of the MLS Cup in 2022, 28th minute, and LAFC is on top.
And you hate for it, Josh, to be the young Jack McGlynn. So let's see how he responds to this adversity here. Of course, this is probably his, 11th or 12th cap for the Union, just happens to be in the MLS Cup as well. So young player, let's see how this whole team comes back from adversity here. 1-0 early on.
And first of all, you can't really blame that on Jack McGlynn. That was a hard shot by Acosta. Just hit off the wrong part of his head. But you got to remember, Union is a team that can score in bunches. 57th minute, I believe, was when Maxi Morales put NYCFC on the board in the Eastern Conference Finals. And about 10 minutes later, a flurry of goals coming from the Philadelphia Union to win that 3-1. They are a team that can compete with anyone offensively. As a really nice move by Cifuentes. A beautiful ball coming forward, and Blake way off his line. Just about to where Acosta put that free kick in came the Jamaican international goalkeeper to keep that one away. But LAFC is attacking with fury once again.
And they're going to. They have all the energy in the world here, Josh, coming off of a free kick goal, perfectly designed. Dangerous they're looking right now, LAFC.
And LAFC 3 years into the MLS, each team looking for their first final win in their first appearance. And right now, it's the black and gold with the advantage early on.
And you can see Andre Blake right now kind of taking control, getting a little bit frustrated with the back line there, although it wasn't from the run of play, still early on.
And you don't see a lot of set-piece goals allowed by Philadelphia, and you can't really blame the black line for that. And Philadelphia Union not used to conceding the first goal, but LAFC is. 20 matches they have let up goal number 1 in the contest. 19 times LAFC has ended up the victors. But now it's the Union with a chance.
Ooh. And maybe, Josh, we'll see a little Glesnes magic here from downtown, possible free kick opportunity for him. We'll have to see.
Mikel Ura was fouled, and the foul given up by Jesus Murillo came on a loan and then a full transfer from the Colombian side, Deportivo Medellin. And a little over 25 yards, pretty central. Pretty similar spot, actually, to where LAFC had their free kick. Right center, right past the circle above the 18-yard box. And Jack McGlynn, one of the two standing over it for Philly Union. And it looks like number 3, Jack Elliott, is there as well.
One thing I want to say, Josh, is Jack Elliott is known. If he's to take a free kick, he usually goes low under the wall. Never seen him go over the wall. So just something to kind of digest here.
It was deflected off of the head of an LAFC defender, but it's still the Union controlling. And then another foul here. The ref is motioning over an LAFC player as we have a man down for Philadelphia.
This looks like it could be a
Kai
legitimate.
Wagner, who is slow to get up. Vela, the captain arms man, having a conversation with the referee. looked for a second like the card was going to be issued. It was Vela who's going to get a stern warning, stepping on the left foot of Kai Wagner. So no card given, but certainly a foul issued to the Black and Gold's captain, Carlos Vela, first ever club signing, a guy who has played all around the world with great success in multiple international leagues. Long free kick, ball in by Wagner, but it's deflected away. LAFC's defense has looked as strong as ever.
And a guy, Josh Carlos Vela, that's been criticized oftentimes in his career, maybe hasn't reached his full potential, but all he's shown since being at MLS is that he's serious, ready to play, and that's why he's led his team to the MLS Cup today.
He has been in the MVP voting every single year he's played for LAFC. Maybe the best years of his career spent here, and a career with a whole lot of success, including teams from top flight leagues like Real Sociedad and La Liga Santander. He's played in the Premier League. He's been all over. And that big championship eludes him.
As this goal kick happens, make sure to hit like, subscribe, guys, and comment once again where you're from, who you're supporting, who your favorite MLS team is. I'd like to hear from you.
Well, we know Brian is a big Philadelphia Union fan. He has made that quite clear. If you take a look at his screen, I might be broadcasting from Australia, but I had my time to shine last year when my hometown club, a club I used to work for in New York City, FC, won their first MLS Cup. And right now it's LAFC en route to winning theirs. Two of the most recent expansion teams. And the Philadelphia Union really in that third wave of MLS expansion back in the mid-2000s. 2009 was their first season. And the Union are a goal behind in the quest for their first MLS Cup. Deflected out of bounds by the Union. It's LAFC with the throw-in. On the left side, 1-0 in the 34th minute. Acosta with a free-kick goal after Jakob Glesnes knocked that one out of bounds. Here's the Black and Gold, and phenomenal defense by LAFC. That back line seems to have resurfaced after a deflection into the net off a free kick by Acosta. That was the first goal of the match for the Black and Gold.
We have another comment here from Morad Sports. It looks like he's tuning in from Spain today.
That's where I actually got my soccer fandom. One of my earliest soccer memories involved LAFC's Gareth Bale. I studied abroad in Madrid in his first year with Los Blancos, and I vividly remember that Copa del Rey solo goal by Gareth Bale that gave Real Madrid a late lead and an eventual victory over their rivals FC Barcelona. So welcome from one of my favorite countries for sure to Warad Sports. As a Union with a chance late in, a man knocked down, no foul given. It's Ibeaga, who has been exceptional from the back line. Now Wagner sends it back in. Wagner gets it. He's looking for the cross. Leading passer on the Union with 11 assists this season. Cleared away by LAFC, and the Union will control it in their defensive half.
Back and forth is what we're seeing, Josh. And that was kind of expected from these two teams, which I believe are pretty evenly matched as far as to how they play as a unit here. Just about as we have 10 minutes left in the first half.
And LAFC has really controlled the Union counterattack where they have been so dangerous. Those two wingbacks are great at crossing the ball, sending it in to their strikers and midfielders. And now a long ball coming on for Philly. Here comes Mbazo, centered in, and a shot missed by the Philadelphia Union striker. That's Julian Carranza, who gets a deflection. And it's a goal kick, I think, as Carranza touched it last.
And Julian Carranza is a player who is originally he played for Banfield in Argentina in their Premier Division, came to Inter Miami, didn't have a lot of luck there, and then was actually signed by the Philadelphia Union and was an incredible player this year for the Union.
And Carranza has been such an important part of that offense for Philadelphia. But it's Crepeau who sends the goal kick into the Union's half in the 37th minute. 1-0 the score. LAFC in the lead in the first MLS Cup final for both of these squads. Now it's Cifuentes.
Beautiful day out in LA.
Gorgeous. Here's LAFC again. Cifuentes passing it forward. Looking for Vela. Back to Cifuentes. Back to Vela, who cuts in on the left foot. Vela controls, cutting in, and he's knocked down by Glesnes. And that's going to be another free kick. And a yellow card is pulled out of the referee's pocket. Will he show it? Did not show the card. It looked like the referee had it in his hand, but nothing issued to Glesnes, and another free kick opportunity for LAFC. And if you're looking at the replay, Jakob Glesnes getting his legs tangled up with the LAFC captain.
And let's see, Josh, how they line up here for another free kick. A little bit further out, a little bit more central this time. I guess, last time we had Kelly Acosta and Carlos Vela standing over it. We'll see what LAFC does here. And Justin Bieber looks like he's at the match too.
Yeah. And we see Carlos Vela, of course, standing over the free kick. We might not have the same sort of trickery. He is joined by Giorgio Arango. And it looks like it'll be Arango who's setting up to take it. And Arango, the shot onto the wall. Deflected right back to Arango. Now Vela. A looping ball in. Beautiful pass. A better save by Blake. The goalkeeper of the year comes up huge for Philly as they keep LA at 1-0.
And Josh, that was close, man. I mean, that was beautiful ball movement from LAFC there for Andre Blake to bail them out once more. Defense has to step up a little bit here early on for the Union. A lot of stop and go right now as the game's getting kind of a little violent.
An absolutely brilliant save by Andre Blake. You had Acosta again, wide open, played on sides, a beautiful chip pass by Vela, and a fingertip save by Blake to keep the score at 1-0.
And Josh, we had a kind of, most recently, I don't know if you saw it this week, the Kelly Acosta moment, but that was extremely cringy in the media.
I did not see that.
Someone asked Kelly Acosta a question. We'll get back to it.
The 40th minute, LAFC controlling deep in their defensive zone as it's Cifuentes, the right back, who sends it back across, but right to Jose Martinez. Little tic-tac-toe passing from the Union, and it's LAFC who controls. Now Cifuentes to Vela. Quick pass in the middle to Arango, taken away by Glesnes. Good defense for the Union. Has some tangling going on by the right side as we've reached minute number 40 here in LA. 1-0 the score for LAFC, thanks to Kelly Acosta's free kick back in the 28th minute.
This has not been a dull match, Josh, but I think right now LAFC is really controlling the lion's share of possession. It seems like the Union don't really seem to be getting into a rhythm. Coach Jim Curtin's going to have a lot of make some changes at the half, or at least, strategically.
And that's something Curtin does very well as Philly tries to stop a corner kick, and they do so successfully. And Bazo towing the line as he sends that ball out of bounds just above the corner flag on the left-hand side. 41st minute, LAFC controlling. Cross sent in, just eluding Jose Cienfuegos. And Carlos Vela there as well. Andre Blake trying to pump up the back line as Philly will get control. Some great crosses coming in from LAFC in this first half.
And you wonder, Carlos Vela, of course, he's still extremely potent, but Carlos Vela in 2008 when he was in Arsenal, does he make that play? Possibly. I mean, it just LAFC is so close right now, inches away from potentially being up 2 or 3-0 right now, Josh.
Each team has had a couple of chances. LAFC certainly with the lion's share in the opponent's box, but Philly attacking quickly. A long ball towards Kai Wagner that eludes him. And Ryan Hollingshead will control it for LAFC.
And once again, guys, make sure to comment, hit like, subscribe, like this stream right now. And I want to see where you guys are tuning in from. We're Around Sports is all over the comments, but I know there's tons of other people out there watching right now. So let's see where you're from and who are you supporting this match.
We got a man in Philly And our guy, Brian McDonough, he's doing the color commentary. I'm calling this game from Melbourne, Australia, actually.
Will Bale come on at some point, Orad is asking.
It looked like he was warming up a little bit. I would be surprised if LAFC doesn't use their marquee DP signing at some point in the second half, particularly if Philly can get themselves on the board.
I'd agree, Josh, but it's pretty incredible that they haven't used him or relied on him much this season to get to where they're at right now.
And we'll get into more of that, but right now it's the Union with the attack. Here's a chance, and there's some commotion in front of the goalkeeper. A whole lot of great defense by LA's back line.
Wow, it looks like back line. Wow, LAFC there stopping the Union from a potential goal and equalizer.
Gazdag had himself a nice chance, but he was stopped by the center back pairing of Sebastian Ibeaga and Jesus Murillo. And that was the best chance for Philly. Almost a one-on-one breakaway for the Union after some great passing and a mistake by LAFC. Looking at the replay on television, Gazdag looks like he was taken down. Actually, that wasn't Gazdag. That was Mikel Ura. That was close to being a penalty.
It was Ura, who was the Danish Premier League, Superliga, I forget the exact names, Golden Boot Award winner 2 seasons ago.
And he had around 20 goals for Philly this year. So that goal-scoring success has switched continents. And now LAFC is getting a lot louder about a minute before regulation ends, or regular time ends in this first half. 44th minute, 1-0 to score LAFC as Carlos Vela switches the play. And Martinez makes a nice sliding tackle to retain possession for the Union. Sends the ball in the middle, cleared away by Ibeaga. Here's Glesnes. Sends it forward. The Union now controlling on the left side. Sent in towards the center, cleared away by Murillo this time. Now Wagner, who has been the driving force behind Philly's offense, taking the ball into the offensive half and sending some nice crosses in towards the middle for Philly. He controls again on that left side. One of the best left backs in the entire MLS this season. Sent towards the middle, a high shot way over the net.
Union just a little bit off target here, Josh, early on. But yeah, Kai Wagner getting back to him at the left back position. Rumored to Leeds United earlier this season. Still rumored potentially to make that move in the offseason.
And a couple of big names that were featured in the MLS. One of them, Brendan Aronson, playing for Leeds, and also Jack Harrison, former first pick by the New York City FC, both playing for Leeds as they stayed firm in the Premier League after a jump in 2020.
And Jesse Marsh, of course, at the helm, former New York Red Bulls coach, had a lot of success there for just about a decade.
Some of the best years that the Red Bulls franchise has ever seen. 1 minute of stoppage time in the first half. LAFC leads as we're past the 45th minute. Down goes Acosta, and a foul called, a free kick late in this first half for LAFC, but they're deep in their own territory. Man down for the Union as well.
Looks like there's a man down. Josh, that's guys, reminder, hit like, subscribe. And Josh, you want to talk a little bit more about your World Cup streaming coming up, what we're going to be doing for the World Cup?
Yeah, so it'll be pretty similar to this. A whole lot of watch-alongs where it'll be Jill Gearin and myself alternating on some play-by-play duties. As I mentioned, we have a whole lot of the best group stage matches. We'll try and get as much U.S. national team content as we can. And we're going to take a look at the schedule as well, as the first half appears to be coming to a close. Player up, trainer out on the field for Philadelphia. We'll see a bit more of the extra time. Players will get a water break.
And Josh, Jim Curtin, like I said, is going to have to make some adjustments at the half here. LAFC is looking dangerous. The Union have had their share of chances, have been unable to put one in the back of the net. just a little bit off target there. A chance from Julian Carranza, a chance from a free kick opportunity, as well as Kai Wagner. Need to do better here in the second half if they're Union, but LAFC, it looks like they've played to their exact strategy.
They've seen the high tempo and getting the goals from the free kick. Could we see another one? LAFC controlling, shot by Araujo, deflected away. Martinez sends it away to try and clear it out, and the Union trying to get one last counterattack in the now 47th minute in extra time. But that appears to be the blown whistle, and that is the end of the first half. Kellyn Acosta, the hero of the half for LAFC, and the Supporter Shield winners. LAFC, best record in the MLS in the regular season. The battle of the two top seeds. It's 1-0 LA in this first half.
And Josh, yep, that does it for the first half here. Guys, we're going to take a quick little break here for just about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back to kind of recap a little bit of the first half before we head into the second half here of the MLS Cup.
we're all loaded up with our coffee here. Halftime show in the MLS Cup Final. Josh Sperber and Brian McDonough here on State of Soccer. And Brian, I know the goal tally isn't favoring your Union side. 1-0 on Kellen Acosta's 28th minute free kick goal. But what have you seen from both sides in this first half?
Well, Josh, we'll start off with LAFC. I think their plan going into this match right now, I mean, they really just look extremely effective. I mean, Carlos Vela hasn't really had a whole lot of opportunities, but it's just that front line, that attack has just been extremely potent. We, of course, saw the Kelly Acosta goal off the free kick opportunity. They've had a couple of different chances there. For the Union, it's kind of a tale of two halves. Yes, they've had some opportunities, but just haven't really instilled a lot of confidence that they're going to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. And I think Jim Curtin's going to have to make some adjustments here at half. And
it has been defense that has always been the crux of Philadelphia Union. They've allowed 1 goal in their last 5 matches dating back to the regular season. And that last match was the first goal that the Union had allowed in quite a while to New York City FC. And they're going to need a comeback here if they're trying to get back on LAFC. But they've controlled the possession so far, 57% going to the Union.
Yeah, and I mean, the Union have controlled the possession. That's what they do. They have a very, very good midfield, and they have an incredible back line. It's a good team, Josh, but LAFC at Bank of California Stadium could arguably be better, and we're seeing right now they're up 1-0.
And it has been the more effective attack for LAFC, 43% of the possession, each team with 8 shots on goal, but 8 shots. The only 2 shots on goal coming from LAFC. Obviously, one of them went in, and it is the black and gold who is on pace for their first MLS Cup final ever.
And that's exactly right, Josh. Both teams with the opportunity to win their first ever MLS Cup. And we want to hear from you. I've been saying all match long. Is this your first time watching MLS Cup? What are your thoughts of the first half? Leave a comment below. Where are you tuning in from? We want to hear from you guys. So make this a little bit more interactive because Josh and I love talking to each other, but we'd love it if you guys chimed in with some comments as well.
And a big shout out to Dario of Oirad Sports Films. He's been the most active guy in the comments so far today. Definitely love hearing from him, but we want to hear from more of you, and also make sure to subscribe. You can see our social media handles on the bottom of the screen. If you want to follow me on Twitter as well, Josh_Sperber is my handle. Feel free to tweet at me and at State of Soccer TV on all social media. Definitely account you're going to want to follow before that World Cup.
And Josh, we're going to throw up a quick 30-second video here about what we're doing right now. We're doing a jersey promo. Got to check it out. If you subscribe right now and comment on this video who your favorite team is at the World Cup, you'll get a chance to win a jersey to the World Cup. So here we go, Josh. We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away 1 jersey per every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
Well, I'm just going to say my favorite MLS team. I'm a big New York City FC guy. Absolutely trying to rig this jersey giveaway. No pressure, Brian. But make sure to comment your favorite team so you can try and take that jersey from me, because it really wouldn't look good if I won, but I want to win.
Yeah, and Josh, so far I think we've had about 70 to 75 people sign up. So guys, I mean, the odds are in your favor, right? Subscribe. I'm going to put them all in a hat. McKenna's actually going to help us out here. She's behind the scenes right now, and we're going to, in that first match against Wales, I believe it is, Josh, will announce that winner, and that jersey could be yours.
Yeah, Jill Gearin will be on the play-by-play duties for that one. A very, very talented play-by-play person. Want to give a shout-out to her as well. And both of us will be handling a lot of these play-by-plays for these watch-alongs once we get to Qatar. But in the first half, it has really been a defensive showing from both teams. Andre Blake has continued to bail out Philadelphia, and once he's really stopped this game from getting out of hand. He's made a couple of great saves.
And that's what Andre Blake does. He stops, at least 2 to 3 potential goals a match. And I mean, that's what makes him the best goalkeeper in MLS and a key component, captain armband in this match for the Philadelphia Union.
And for LAFC, it's really been the counterattack, the Union with the advantage on possession, and their fourth free kick goal, or fourth set piece goal, I should say, in this playoff run out of 7 goals total.
Yeah. And I mean, that you saw it right there. We thought Carlos Vela was going to take it with his powerful left foot, but no, Kelly Acosta just deflected off a Jack McGlynn to the left side of the goal past Andre Blake to make LAFC up 1-0 here at the half.
They're getting pretty close to the second half of play. Celebrities out at Bank of California Stadium. Brian, what do you think needs to be done by Philly to get themselves back level on the match?
Philadelphia, like you said, they could score goals in bunches. I think they need to continue to dominate, or at least show a little bit more dominance in the midfield here. You want to take away some of those key players for LAFC out of the match. Carlos Vela, Giorgio Arango. If you can remove them, you can never completely remove those 2 players, like Jim Curtin said. If you can contain them, then I think the Union could have an opportunity. But I am worried that we will see Gareth Bale here in the second half, his final tune-up, Josh, before that opening match against the USMNT in Wales versus Wales.
And as we said, Joe Guerin will have the play-by-play duties for that one. October 21st in the Eastern time, that's 10 p.m. I don't even know what time that's going to be for me out here. But that brings up another interesting point. Each team has left some key players on the bench so far. Alejandro Bedoya is a big name that comes to mind for Philadelphia. Gareth Bale, Giorgio Chiellini, the 2 massive designated player signings for LAFC. Who do you guys think will come on in the second half? Everyone can say it in the comments, but Brian, I want to see who you think some of the key subs will be in this MLS Cup Final.
Well, we'll start LAFC. We saw Gareth Bale warming up. I'd imagine you would see Gareth Bale come in. I mean, he has the ability to turn a game on a dime here and put the ball in the back of the net. I mean, you're talking about, the form that he was in back in Spain, Josh, when you studied abroad, but we can still see that in glimpses of Gareth Bale. That's why he's captain for Wales, and it's why he was a marquee signing here in MLS. But when it comes to the Union, I think Corey Burke or Alejandro Bedoya are key players who could come off the bench. Really, I think Alejandro Bedoya is the number 1 guy, though. If they can bring him in to control as a potential captain here in this match, that's what the Union should do.
And let us know who you think will come on, maybe some key subs that can make a difference in this net match. A guy that I am certainly hoping to see is Paxton Aronson, the brother of Brennan Aronson, and that might be something the Union could use. Someone the Union could use for a little injection of that youth energy that they certainly need to keep up with this quick strike LAFC team.
And Josh, if Jim Curtin sees an opportunity to use a youth player, he will do it. I mean, that's how he is. That's how he coaches. That's why Jack McGlynn is out there right now. He doesn't shy away from the youth. He trusts his players. And, I could see that happening. So, I mean, that's a good call. Paxton Aronson has the ability to also be a game-changing player. Very, very quick.
Some other guys on LAFC, a little wild card could be Giorgio Chiellini if LAFC wants to either switch center backs, put 5 in the back maybe to just add some extra defense. And Cristian Tello as well, who has, like Gareth Bale, been pretty quiet in his designated player career for the current leaders in the MLS Cup Final.
And, in the back of the mind here for LAFC is Giorgio Chiellini, bringing him in, especially if this match goes to extra time. A guy who we saw in the Euros at the penalties. I don't know if you remember him kind of doing that crazy face he made right before the penalties against England. But that guy has so much experience. An MLS Cup Final, he's not going to be, shy away for the opportunity. So very well could see him in, Josh. It's a good point.
Yeah, he's a guy with quite an international resume. He has won just about every tournament you can think of, except the World Cup. He was a captain for Italy when they won the most recent Euros. He has won just about every trophy with Juventus, played with guys like Cristiano Ronaldo. He can be crucial for LAFC. But again, Gareth Bale, we did see warming up in that first half. So keep an eye on him if he gets a final tune-up here as we are ready to go in the second half. Doesn't look like there are any changes just yet. It'll be LAFC with a kickoff to start off this second half as we are just about underway. And ball goes back towards the black and gold. 1-0 to score. 45 minutes away from a new MLS Cup champion in every sense of the word. First final for both sides. Each team looking to win their first MLS Cup, as Philly unseated the defending champions after a late flurry of goals in the second half against New York City FC. 3 goals scored in a 15-minute span beginning in the 67th minute. There's a chance there across a sliding stop by the other center back, I guess I can say, for LAFC, Jesus Murillo, and that center back pairing for LA has been outstanding.
Josh, this is incredible to me that, if LAFC is somehow able to hold the line here, win this match, which obviously I hope that doesn't happen. MLS is played out that the best team in Major League Soccer this year, Supporters Shield champion, will win the cup, which doesn't usually happen, right? Would be, I don't know how many times it has happened in the past, but truly the best team winning.
Yeah, I believe the last time it happened was Toronto's championship in 2016. But, I mean, this is not just in the MLS. It's among all sports. Very rare, it seems, to see the number 1 overall seed win. And LAFC is just about 45 minutes away from that happening. Philly getting a throw in their own zone.
And Josh, yeah. But, I mean, I think that Philadelphia, one thing we've seen is the resilience all year long across all sports, too. But we're having a sports renaissance in Philadelphia at the moment. And I think the Union right here might dig into some resiliency. They've been showing it all season long. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, how about that? Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated in the NFL, the other football, as we'll say. I'll be tuning in to the Phillies trying to stay alive in the World Series against the Houston Astros after this game, and the Philadelphia Union in the hunt for their first MLS Cup here. They control the ball at midfield.
I mentioned it earlier, Josh, the kind of cringy moment, if you were listening to the stream before, a reporter actually asked Kelly Acosta what it means to play for the Philadelphia Union amongst everything going on with Philly sports right now. Very cringy moment that you only see in MLS. It's kind of the beauty of the sport here in the United States, but it continues to grow. And today it's on a stage, and you see why. A lot of excitement surrounding this match.
Well, any kind of cringiness was by Acosta was kind of shut up after his free kick goal. That's the difference in this match right now, as the LAFC defense gains control back. Take a look at the lineup, same as the starters for both LAFC and Philadelphia. Maxime Crepeau in goal, Murillo Ibeaga, the center back pairing with Palacios and Hollingshead as the fullback, Sanchez, Acosta, the goal scorer, and Cifuentes in the midfield, Vela, Arango, and Boanga as the attackmen for LAFC in their 4-3-3 as they control possession. Philly takes it back, deflected off of LAFC for a throw-in for them. 4-3-1-2 for Philadelphia. Ura and Carranza up front. Gazdag is the attacking midi with Leon Flack, Jack McGlynn, and Jose Martinez joining him for the 4 in the midfield. Wagner, Elliott, Glesnes, and Mbazo on the back line in front of the goalkeeper of the year in Andre Blake.
Not many changes yet, Josh. You're exactly right. But I think we'll see in about 15, 20 minutes or so some changes. But I will say, Josh, these two teams, these names do not make it easy for the two of us as commentators. A lot of tricky names, but it shows players from all around the globe out there in the both starting 11s for both teams.
And that's really the difference between these two teams. A lot, they're very international, yes, but MLS has had some sort of reputation with a lot of these designated players, particularly in the recent years, making the big headline, the Union, a different way to go. As LAFC might have a chance there, Boanga has it on the left side, and it rolls towards the corner flag. Boanga still controls, though. Here's LAFC again. Acosta, back to Boanga. And once again, LAFC has control. Palacios and Boanga playing a little 1-2, and that's given away to LAFC deep in their own territory.
And if you're just joining us for the stream, right now it is 1-0 LAFC over the Philadelphia Union in the MLS Cup Final here as Josh Sperber is on the mic. I'm Brian McDonough. This is State of Soccer. Hit like, subscribe, Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Let us know where you are tuning in from. We know we're out sports. Dario is from Spain. Josh, you're right now currently in Australia. I'm in Philadelphia. We want to hear where you guys are from. Comment below.
We talk about the international success of the MLS, but not as much on State of Soccer. We're all over the world as well, and Brian will be on site in Qatar for the World Cup. Get excited for some of that content. We have a whole bunch of group stage matches ready. Gear and myself will be alternating play-by-play duties, but it'll be Jill Gearin who kicks it off on November 21st, USA against Gareth Bale and Wales, 10 p.m. on the East Coast.
Josh, I'm going to go out on a limb and say
first World Cup match.
For the size of this channel, I know we have a lot. We have about 78,000 on Instagram, but for the size of the YouTube channel, we might have the most professional production out there of any channel on YouTube.
Again, no bias, but you're also right.
I'm right. I know I'm right.
Got McKenna May on the ones and twos back in the studio as well. Want to welcome her to the team. Really excited to have someone else behind the scenes to help us out, and I think that's only going to improve our World Cup broadcast. We've got about 10 games for the World Cup, and we're going to go through those on the schedule. As I mentioned, we started off with USA and Wales. I mean, could we start it off any different on State of Soccer here, Brian?
No, we couldn't. And Jeremy Crichton's actually, he was going to be helping us out behind the scenes too. He's actually at this match right now, so hopefully after this game, we have some sights and sounds behind at the MLS Cup coming out on the channel, so stay tuned for that as well.
Yeah, keep an eye on our YouTube channel. Plenty of content coming up before the World Cup. Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram as well. SO Soccer TV on both of those. And, of course, State of Soccer TV, our YouTube channel.
And, Josh, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a quick break here. We're just going to throw up the contest we have going right now as there's an injury on the field, jersey contest. I want you guys to subscribe. We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away one jersey per every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
Well, I'm putting my name in the hat for that. I want a World Cup jersey. You got it.
I feel like after we play that promo and the music cuts off, it just goes back to us in the studio. It's quiet, but yeah, a lot of energy in that promo, guys. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, comment what team you're supporting at the World Cup, and you'll get a chance to win that team's jersey.
And if you want to look at some other jerseys, we ranked the best kits in the World Cup, a little bit of bracketology. Brian and I had a fun time going through some of our favorite kits in the World Cup. To see who it was, take a look on our channel. We have that video out, and we'll have more content coming for Qatar. And let's take a look now at the schedule that we have in the World Cup. Jill Gearin will have the kickoff for the United States on November 21st with USA and Wales. My first match will be a couple days later, Belgium and Canada, same time on the East Coast. And that is going to be an exciting match. And then U.S. against England, a highly anticipated rivalry on the 25th. Next day, Mexico and Argentina. We won't see Carlos Vela, who's back on the field for LAFC in the 54th minute, 1-0 for LAFC, as now Palacio sends a cross in. Then a couple more matches, Croatia and Canada, and Portugal and Uruguay, as we've got about a week straight of matches. November 25th until December 2nd, we're going straight on as we'll continue with Portugal and Uruguay, USA and Iran on the 29th, Poland against Lionel Messi and Argentina on November 30th, and then Jill Gearin will finish off our group stage coverage between Spain and Japan, and then Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal versus Heung-min Son and South Korea. Those are our group stage matches. Make sure to follow us on social media. State SO Soccer TV on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, you can give us a subscribe on our State of Soccer TV YouTube channel right here for plenty of World Cup content and plenty more to come as we lead up to the greatest international sporting tournament.
And Josh, I'm so pumped to be over there for the World Cup. So like you said, a couple of the matches, I will be there for Belgium, Canada, Wales, USA, Wales, Iran, providing some content for you guys every single day of the World Cup. Just kind of a little bit of behind the scenes action, maybe give you a tour of our accommodation there, let you know what the fan village is like, all that stuff as if you were there with State of Soccer. It's going to be great. So we'll have the broadcast going for each match that Josh has talked about, as well as content behind the scenes. You know what? Subscribe if you're into that. So that's all I can say.
I mean, if you're following a Soccer Central World Cup channel, I guess you're into that. I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions.
If you're watching these two guys talking about the match right now, I'd assume so, right?
Yeah. Just a hunch, but I've been wrong before. But we'll have people from 3 different countries. As you mentioned, Brian, you'll be on location in Qatar. Mm-hmm. I'll be here in Melbourne, Australia. And we'll have our guys back in duty in the United States. So an international production team for the World Cup, as Olivier Mbazo is getting checked out by the Union trainer. 57th minute, a couple of play stoppages, as it looks like Burke is getting ready for the Union. Some guys warming up on both sides.
And that's what I said, Josh. Corey Burke is the type of guy, I wouldn't say he's the most technically gifted player, but he has the ability to change a game on the instant, put the ball in the back of the net. The Jamaican player, he's been a veteran with Philadelphia Union now for about 3 or 4 seasons. A couple of years ago, he had some visa problems, actually, which, it's a whole different story if you guys want to read something interesting about MLS and the globality of the sport here in the United States. But now he's back here with the Union, and he might come on here as a substitute.
And we have an interception by LAFC. It was Vela who sends the ball in. Andre Blake comes sliding out to make the save, taking the ball off the foot of Giorgio Arango.
And that's why it's so important to have a goalkeeper who has confidence. And Andre Blake, we've seen him come off his line a couple of times now, Josh. Here's another one as it looks like a fight could be brewing.
Yeah, a little bit of commotion in there as LAFC was itching for a foul call, as Carlos Vela patrolling the wing. And I don't know why there was a fight going on. I think because there was just some slight contact between Arango trying to get the ball, stepping over the head of Andre Blake, but Blake pacifying the situation quickly, as he does. Truly a calm presence in the center of the box. Now the Union potentially with a chance. They've got the ball in the opponent's box, and then they'll get a third corner kick of the contest.
Looks like here, third corner kick of the contest for the Union, trying to put ball in the back of the net here early on. Josh, we've had a potential fight brewing. We've had 2 injured players. There's going to be a lot of stoppage time here in this match.
Yeah, really interesting second half so far, but the action now starting. And we'll have Kai Wagner, outswinging ball, headed away by Murillo. LAFC relinquishes control back to the Union. 1-0 the score. LAFC in the lead. Long distance shot by Martinez. Is that a goal or is he offsides? The ball goes into the back of the net by Gazdag, and that's going to count.
It's going to count. The scarf comes out 1-1.
And I thought Gazdag was offsides. A quick hit by Philadelphia Union. Brian's excited, and we have a tie ball game in the MLS Cup. Daniel Gazdag delivering for the Union.
The boys are buzzing. I'm buzzing right now. This is incredible. 1-1, Josh. Now this is a match. Now I'm getting cozy in my seat here. I'm excited for this.
And Palacios was a bit off his line. A beautiful pass by Martinez. Kind of a fake shot. Palacios on that right side, playing Gazdag on sides. Wow. They should still recover it, but that was a screamer from Gazdag to tie it up.
Are we sure that was on sides? And I'm looking at that replay again. Are they going to VAR this or not? I don't know.
I mean, they've got to look at it again. But he looked on sides to me. If you saw the replay, you'd see that he was just a couple inches behind Palacios, who was on that far right side. Gazdag kind of central for the Union, and a tie ball game in the 60th minute here of the MLS Cup.
It looks like there will be no VAR despite our VAR graphic there. 1-1, Josh. This is exciting.
I love a tie game this early. It was extra time in the final for the Portland Timbers and New York City FC. And still some time left, about 30 minutes remaining in this match. We are all tied up.
Win or lose, either team. This is the type of match, Josh. When we're broadcasting this, there's so much going on. I might actually watch this game again tomorrow. I don't know about you, but
I'm back at work tomorrow, so we'll see. And now the Union with a chance. Taken away by Palacios. Union want a foul call. They won't get it. Crepeau clearing it away. And LAFC gets the header by Bawanga. Martinez controlling now on the right side. 61st minute. Equalizer by Gazdag makes it 1-1. And the Union again. They've been going rapid fire in the second half. Palacios knocks down Gazdag. No foul called. A really cleanly called game by the referees. They're keeping the whistle in their pocket for the most part.
Refs have done a great job, Josh, so far. And I know that people gripe about MLS refs, but I think they've really picked up their reffing abilities, I guess, whatever you want to call it, officiating this year, and especially in these playoffs. Today's, they're showing the same.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of sport. No matter what you do, the referees are always going to come under criticism.
Yeah.
So I certainly like making fun of them off the broadcast, but we certainly have to give it up. These guys, I think, have patrolled a great game with the whistles, not a lot of cards, and they're really letting the players play for sure.
That's right, Josh. And this is an exciting match here. It's been exciting all match long. Both teams going back and forth. It looks like, I don't know what adjustments Jim Curtin has made. I'm going to continue to watch the formations here if any changes, but it looks like the Union are kind of still have that lion's share of possession.
Yeah, the Union 57-43 in the first half as a long ball eludes Philadelphia, and Crepeau will kick it out of the net for a goal kick. The Union still in control possession-wise. I'm trying to see the exact number of possession, but you can take a look on our stat tracker that is up on StreamYard.
Yeah, and it's typically pretty accurate. What's most accurate about the stat tracker is the ball movement, guys, on right here, and the score. Looks like 1-1, of course, LAFC and the Philadelphia Union here at MLS Cup. Make sure to comment where you're tuning in from, who you are, who you're supporting. We want to hear from you. We're going to hear from someone else besides Dario, as much as we love Dario.
We want to get everyone involved in this broadcast and the World Cup broadcast and in all of our content. So make sure to subscribe, follow us on social media as well. Check the bottom of the screen for our social media handles.
Josh, I know they're out there. They've been watching all game long. They're just no one's commenting. So we want to hear where you guys are from once again.
Bawanga crosses it towards the middle, but a sliding stop by Kai Wagner. That's going to bounce out of bounds for LAFC's first corner kick. 4 corners in this entire match. A lot has been from the run of play. Really, the only exception was that free kick goal by Kellen Acosta in the first half. It's going to be Carlos Vela ceding it to Kellen Acosta, looking for an assist to add to his goal, as Bank of California Stadium is looking quite raucous right now.
It is. They're really bringing it. You can tell. And obviously you don't have the volume on, but I can just imagine the atmosphere there has to be building right now with this tied score here right before the corner.
An in-swinger from Acosta. Blake goes down. A little bit of pushing and shoving in front of the goal. And Andre Blake once again trying to control the fighting. Trying to stop the commotion between these two sides. And you got to love seeing Andre Blake, the captain, really using that armband and trying to keep Philadelphia clean in this match as he did his job snatching the corner kick from Acosta out of the air.
And Josh, these two teams, there's a lot of intensity out there. I mean, this is a cup final, of course, is what you expect, but getting in each other's faces, this is going to be a really good finish. And I hope you guys are enjoying this commentary. Looks like also the fans were throwing some stuff on the players there as well. So the fans are getting a little bit intense. A lot going on at MLS Cup 2022.
And a yellow card has been issued. Looks like it is Cienfuegos of LAFC who is kind of starting the commotion there. So Jose Cifuentes getting the yellow card. As you can see on the replay, he made some clear contact with Andre Blake, trying to head the ball, but you see that right elbow extended out, and that knocked the goalkeeper of the year down. So Cifuentes will get the yellow card for LAFC. And Andre Blake, once again, proving why he's one of the top goalkeepers, arguably in the history of the MLS, the first 3-time winner of the Goalkeeper of the Year award.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think he's the second best keeper right now behind Kelly Acosta in CONCACAF. Great player Andre Blake is.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of good keepers in CONCACAF. Carlos Vela's former side signing Matt Turner, who's been able to get some action for Arsenal, who's currently leading the Premier League. A lot of great moves by them in the transfer window that are paying off in the early going of this Premier League season. But 66th minute in the MLS Cup, Boanga has it, sends it towards the center, blocked away by Martinez, who's had a great showing in that number 6 to 8 role for Philadelphia. And now here they come, LAFC. Vela's shots deflected, bouncing into the arms of Andre Blake. A quick throw out, and going down the wings are the Union. Into their attacking half. And here come the Union. Centering pass. Down goes an LAFC defender. And we may have a foul given. It looks like we do.
Once again, Josh, here we are in the 67th minute. I wouldn't be surprised if some substitutions are made right now here late in the 67th. It's about time. We'll see, Josh. Maybe Gareth Bale, maybe Corey Burke for the Philadelphia Union. Time will tell.
Yeah, we haven't seen any substitutions yet, which is kind of surprising. And with this match tied up, Gareth Bale certainly a name that you want to see on that potential list of substitutions for LAFC.
Yeah, and Josh, I think there's been a lot of stoppages of play, which kind of attributes to it. Of course, there's the half, but then there's been 2 injuries right now. Both players are back on their feet, but maybe players are somewhat rested.
We'll see what Steve Cherundolo for LAFC has up his sleeve. With Jim Curtin as well. Neither side with subs yet, as a high arcing shot by Hollingshead goes way over the net, and it'll be a goal kick for Andre Blake in the Union.
Cherundolo, Curtin, 2 coaches, Josh, 2 of the younger coaches in MLS, who I think are really talented. I mean, guys who could have potentially go to Europe. Cherundolo, I believe, was in Europe a little bit at the youth levels in Germany. Might make their way over the Atlantic at some point because both are very, very good coaches.
And it's actually a corner kick. Carlos Vela sends in the in-swinger, high-arcing ball, once again, right into the hands of Andre Blake. I don't think there's a better goalie in the MLS at anticipating where corner kicks are going to go. Both of them for LAFC have gone right into the hands of the Jamaican goalkeeper.
When it comes to anticipation, when it comes to raw reaction, his ability to save, Andre Blake is purely the best. If there's anything he struggles with, it's sometimes the ball at his feet. However, we haven't seen him make any quick decisions today.
Yeah, when he's had to play the sweeper role today, he has certainly done it in excellence. Elias Sanchez sends it forward. That's going to bounce all the way from half field into the arms of Andre Blake. 1-1 the score, minute number 69 in the MLS Cup Final. We are getting down to the wire in another tie game. We might see extra time for the second year in a row, as it looks like we're going to have the first substitution of this MLS Cup match coming on soon. Right now, it is going to be Philadelphia who has a man, Corey Burke, coming up by the substitution zone of the sideline. First sub goes to Philly. Here comes Vela. Vela, the shot, a low bouncer into the arms of Andre Blake. The positioning right there, it was actually Arango who got the shot down.
And Josh, Corey, I was going to say Corey Burke coming on as a substitute. We were expecting this, a guy who technically isn't the most gifted, however, puts the ball in the back of the net, extremely quick, extremely aggressive, the type of player that you want there to force a turnover and a potential goal for Philadelphia up at the front.
And we haven't seen a whole lot of subs getting warm in the second half for LAFC, as Crepeau will punt it out, and LAFC will control it. Palacios sends it towards the middle for Cifuegos.
And once again, guys, if you're joining the stream, hit like, subscribe, comment where you're tuning in from. Hope you're enjoying this coverage from State of Soccer.
As another foul committed, this time by Philadelphia, a warning issued to the Union's number 9. That's Julian Carranza, who's had a pretty quiet game for Philly. As down goes Ilie Sanchez in the 70th minute.
And Carranza might be young, but of course, he played for Banfield. He's played at Boca. He's played at River Plate. He's been in Argentina. And now here he is in MLS Cup. Tons of players who've played all around the world here on the field today, as Ura looks like he's getting substituted off, Josh.
Yeah, Ura, the leading scorer, 20 goals for Philadelphia, is now out of the match for the Union. And Burke coming on, the first substitution of the match in minute number 71. Number 19, Corey Burke on for Ura. And, I mean, you've talked about what Burke adds to this Union team, but, I mean, how much of a loss is Ura with the substitution?
He's a loss, but I think at this point, Burke, I'm telling you, his spurts of energy, his ability to put pressure on defenders in the back line, as far as his pressing abilities, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him force turnover and a quick goal here. That's where Burke comes in. Potentially could score a goal here. Very, very talented player.
And the counterattack is one of the things that put the Union in this MLS Cup final. A lot of counters. As down goes Carranza, LAFC will control it. Kellen Acosta patrolling the midfield. He's had a great match. He might be the player of this match if LAFC wins. Leave in the comments who you think the player of the match is so far and who might be succeeding Sean Johnson as the MLS Cup MVP this year. Get in the comments, and, of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button for State of Soccer TV.
And Kelly Acosta, Josh, you might see him on the plane going to Qatar for the U.S. men's national team. Very possible. So we'll see. I think the rosters come out this Wednesday, so that's really exciting. We'll have some content out there for that as well.
I would be surprised if he was left off the U.S. men's national team roster. Last year, he played more matches than any American international for that team, and he has been a key part of the U.S. midfield for quite some time now, so it would not surprise me if Acosta is not only on the roster, but if he's one of the starters for the U.S. national team. Any other guys you see in this game that might be in the World Cup? As Vela crosses it in. LAFC controlling in the box, knocked away by Glesnes. LAFC heading the ball in, looking for Ibeaga. Murillo heads it towards the center. Ping pong off the heads right now. And now Sanchez let it go out of bounds.
And Josh, you asked
free kick unsuccessful.
Question about the World Cup. Unfortunately, for a lot of these players, they play for teams that didn't qualify. Obviously, Carlos Vela has the ability, but Mexico will not select him. Andre Blake plays for Jamaica. Gazdag is with Hungary, who didn't qualify. We saw him in the Euros. Kelly Acosta might be the only one, but MLS typically is top 5 in the world for World Cup players. I mean, the league does have a lot of players playing the World Cup, and this time around should be no different.
And I believe that was Latif Blessing who is getting set to come in for LAFC. You might see the first sub for the black and gold in the MLS Cup final.
Yeah, guys.
As the Union control. Yeah, he's been a fan favorite playing for LAFC for, I believe, the entirety of their section, but it is not. It is Kwadwo Opoku who comes on for Cristian Arango. He's been quite active. No goals, really not a lot of stats for him to show. And Kwadwo Opoku is LAFC's first MLS Cup final substitution.
And we'll see what Opoku can do. Chicho Arango, unfortunately for LAFC, didn't put the ball in the back of the net, but still his aggression up top, wearing down the defense, gives Opoku an opportunity to come in here and make a difference at this point in time.
And a deep free kick from about 40 yards away. Philadelphia will be looking to send a ball in towards the center. Here's Kai Wagner, in-swinging ball into the wall, headed away.
Not a very good free kick there from Kai Wagner, just getting it below the wall there.
LAFC controlling. Gazdag, the goal scorer, sends the ball in. Controlled by the Union, but a man down. That's Palacios, who was knocked down by Gazdag. So the Union will lose possession. Gareth Bale's in his warm-up bib. Surprised he wasn't the first sub on.
And this
LAFC
is interesting,
Josh.
A 4 p.m. time slot gives a lot of people around the world the ability to watch this match, and they're watching this thinking to themselves potentially, why isn't Gareth Bale playing right now for LAFC? And I'm kind of starting to ask the same question. Yeah, it's very, very true. But has not had the time of his life over here in MLS as I think he thought he would have as far as success on the field goes.
And I mean, we've talked about it a little bit this match, but he has not played all that much. Hadn't had the best run of forms, and with all the wingers coming into Real Madrid, he's really fell out of favor quickly with the Blancos faithful, as that's cleared away by LAFC.
And Baza looking dangerous there. The right back coming up the field all the way, crossing the ball in the middle. Nothing for the Philadelphia Union, though.
And that ball goes all the way back out to Andre Blake. The Union will get possession in minute number 76, 1 goal apiece in the MLS Cup Final. In the last 15 minutes, it has been a tale of two teams. LAFC has scored tied for the most amount of goals, 20 in the last 15 minutes. The Union allowed just 5, and Crepeau diving all the way back to snatch a goal attempt away from the Union. He was in control of that one.
And as the viewership numbers continue to increase on the stream, guys, hit like, subscribe, let us know where you're tuning in from. I love to watch the viewership go up as the game the end of the game kind of approaches. And that's what we're seeing here, Josh, right now. People are tuning into this MLS Cup Final, seeing who's going to take home the cup, LAFC or the Union, to be determined. But, check it out here on State of Soccer. Stay with us. This is exciting.
Yeah, I'd like to see those comments go up. I don't think we've seen a comment in the second half.
Since
so guys,
Dario,
yeah, just talk about it. We want to see who you think is going to come out with this final.
Josh, I think
exact minute and second number. Oh, what?
I think they muted the Fox Sports commentary, and they have you especially. They're listening to you right now over the likes of a Stu Holden and a John Strong. I could be wrong.
That would be an honor, as a high cross coming in for the Union, and that is close to going out of bounds. Deflected towards the center by LAFC. Header attempt by Burke. He's going to try and fight for it. Knocked out of bounds, and it looks like the Union will get the throw-in. Corey Burke getting his first action.
Union looking dangerous here, Josh. Really controlling the second half. I think Jim Curtin's done a great job with this team here all season long, but the second half shows what they're capable of doing. Let's see if they put another ball in the back of the net.
Martinez has been pulling the strings in the midfield from that defensive midi position, but now it's Acosta who has pulled the strings for LA. Here come the black and gold. High clearance, and that's going to go out of bounds. Philly not only controlling the possession, but really upping the defensive pressure in this second half. 78th minute here, a tie match in the MLS Cup Final.
Josh, we got our first comment here. The second half is Spado Afterlife saying cup. I don't know what that means, but a comment counts. So thank you, Spado Afterlife.
It is the MLS Cup. Something with that. Someone's going to win this cup. Maybe in 15 minutes, maybe in a bit longer, as LA's got a chance. Vela sprinting towards the goal, but it's Andre Blake collecting the ball. Of course, he has been rock solid as always.
Yes, he has, Josh. Coming off his line a couple times in this match, ensuring that, really the only goal he gave up was not during the run of play. It was off of free kick deflection. And
another deflection. Burke trying to save it from going out of bounds, and he does, trying to keep it in. And Palacios is the one who knocks it off of his feet. Close to a corner. I believe it will be a throw-in for the Union, though.
And that's what you get with Burke, Josh, a strong player. This guy just has super long legs, the ability to make stuff happen. You saw him there in the corner, shielding off a defender here as the Union are about to throw it in, and Baza with the throw on the side.
And it is Mbazo looking for the throw-in into the box. Instead, he'll go short to Wagner. Back to Mbazo. Back to Wagner. Wagner, low cross to Martinez. As down goes Wagner, we should see a free kick. That's actually Jack McGlynn, who is controlling. The 19-year-old drawing a free kick deep in LAFC territory. It's Palacios that draws the foul.
We saw Paxton Aronson, the 18-year-old brother of Brendan Aronson, signing with Eintracht Frankfurt for $4 million. But another guy, Jack McGlynn, definitely could see him in the future making a move. Really talented youngster out there on the field for the Union right now.
Now it's the German international who has been the set-piece go-to for Philadelphia. 80th minute here.
Dangerous spot.
Crepeau calling things out. And as you said, Brian, a dangerous situation. Free kick from maybe 20 yards out for the Union. Wagner raises his hand. Here comes the in-swinging ball, looking for the goal, and it's Crepeau who catches it right at the French international.
And Crepeau is a great goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, but I mean Kai Wagner with that left swinging foot, truly, he's tough. He's tough to stop.
Maxime Crepeau, Canadian international, French-Canadian, making an easy save. Not sure if he was looking for the header or for the goal, but Crepeau really did not need much movement to make that stop.
Espada Afterlife looks like he's supporting Philly, Josh. He came back up and said, Philly, thank you for the support, Espada Afterlife. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Like this stream. Let us know where are you tuning in from? Kind of curious.
And don't let Espada be the only one in the comments, as LAFC is going to send it back to their goalkeeper. But again, the pressure of the Union has dramatically increased.
And with that name, Afterlife, I hope he's not tuning in from
beyond.
Beyond. It'd be kind of creepy.
I mean,
we've had a large
Mexican community in LAFC. You got Dia de los Muertos.
That's true.
On the horizon. So it could be something with that. Who knows? Here come the black and gold. Sent up front. It's taken away by Mbazo. Here comes a counter for the Union where they've been dangerous. Mbazo.
Mbazo's so improved. Such an improved player over the years for the Union. Great addition to this team years back, but solid right back.
He's had a heck of a match for Philly as McGlynn sent it back to Andre Blake, a reset for Curtin and the Philly Union squad.
Josh, I want to hear you're Steve Cherundolo right now. Get in the mind of Cherundolo. Let's pretend that you're him. What are you thinking right now with this second half?
I mean, I think that LA just needs to be more aggressive. They've really let Philly control the pace of the match for the entirety of it, and I think that's been compounded. So I think it might be time to put on a blessing or a bail as Vela's taken down in the penalty box.
Wow.
Actually, it's Belanga who's taken down, but no foul called. Great defense by Philadelphia.
Let's see who took him down here with the slide tackle. It looks like Belanga, Kai Wagner slide tackle.
And on the replay, that was a clean tackle, a risky play, but Vela on the corner now, 83rd minute. 1-1 MLS Cup Final. In-swinger from Vela. Goal!
Oh, man.
Jesus Murillo gives LA a late lead and a perfectly executed corner kick. 2-1 LAFC with less than 10 minutes to go.
Less than 10 minutes to go, and Murillo with the goal here off the header, the in-swinging Carlos Vela corner. Wow. 2-1 LAFC.
And you cannot execute a corner kick better than that. This is why Vela was the first man signed in LAFC history. They're showing the replay on TV, a perfect in-swinger, phenomenal run by Murillo, getting himself space away from Jose Martinez. Beautiful run from the penalty spot to the corner of the 6-yard box, header into the far post. Nothing Andre Blake could do.
And that's exactly right, Josh. I don't care who you are. And Andre Blake is arguably one of the best goalkeepers on this side of the hemisphere. But you're not stopping that. Beautiful goal for LAFC. Beautiful header off of a corner.
Jesus Murillo signed from one of the best Colombian teams, Deportivo Medellin. It was a loan signing in 2020. Quickly signed to a full-on contract by LAFC, and he gets his first ever playoff goal. Wow. And now the youngster in his last game for Philadelphia, Paxton Aronson, will replace the third youngest man to start in an MLS Cup final in Jack McGlynn. He'll have speed and energy coming off the bench for Philly as they desperately need something here. Down 2-1 with 6 minutes to go in regular time.
Paxton Aronson coming on as a sub, the man who just signed for who just signed for Eintracht Frankfurt for $4 million. Let's see what he can do here in the second half, as it looks like there's a foul, Josh.
A foul and a free kick for Philadelphia, not in too dangerous of an area. It was Cifuentes who drew the foul, and Philly will try and send one in.
Pay attention to
time
the
is not
clock
on their
here.
side.
It is not,
Yeah.
but I think there's going to be a lot of extra time just due to a couple injuries earlier in this second half.
Oh, absolutely. I'd say at least 5 minutes of extra time, which would be in the Union's favor, but it's Kai Wagner standing over the ball, far left side of the field.
I don't want to get ahead of myself, Josh.
Low ball in, and another one! We are tied! Beautiful free kick by Wagner, and it's Elliott who ties it up minutes after LA took the lead. What a final we're seeing today.
Oh, my gosh. 2-2. Jack Elliott, header off the Kai Wagner. Trash beaming down on the Union. Once again, LAFC fans getting a little unruly here. 2-2, Josh. 2-2.
Usually it's the Philly fans who throw trash, but
LAFC. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus, too.
A perfectly executed corner and a sneaky, well-timed jump by Jack Elliott. A low in-swinger from Wagner right onto the head of Elliott. Too quick, near post. 2-2, the tie score with 5 minutes left in regular time. We could see extra time for the second consecutive year. I think that's the state of soccer, not curse, blessing, really, because who doesn't love extra time in a final? But the way these goals have been coming on, you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, and the Union are going crazy in Chester right now at Subaru Park, it looks like. Look at that watch party.
Yeah, Philly, really the home of the American Outlaws. In their last World Cup, America was in 2014. And mayhem going on at Bank of California Stadium. Here come the Union again. That's Ibeagha, who takes Burke down. He can't believe it, and he's shown a card.
I have goosebumps.
The Metro
right now,
card
Josh.
given to the former NYCFC center back. And another free kick coming up for the Union.
I have goosebumps right now, Josh. I just feel something coming on here for the Union, potentially a third goal. This is what they do. They score in bunches. They're a resilient group. And Jim Curtin making the right substitutes here in the second half.
Yeah, on the heels of a goal, you saw Ibeagha get tangled up with Burke, pull him down with that right arm. They're going to show the yellow card for that every time.
It's Kai Wagner again here, Josh.
Always Wagner on the set pieces. Can he come up with some more magic? He got the assist to Jack Elliott in the last free kick from a similar angle. 2-2. 3 minutes left in regulation in the 88th minute here. And the left-footed left back, the German international, Wagner, sends it in. Crepeau reaching for it, punches it away, back to Wagner, and he'll control it.
Wow.
Sends it back up to Mbaizo. Great goalkeeping play from the Canadian. And now back to Andre Blake, the Union reset. 2 minutes remaining in regulation. 2-2 the score. Long ball sent in. Crepeau creeps out and makes the stop. We might see him for Canada in the World Cup. That'll be my first match on November 23rd. Gilles Guérin will lead the broadcast for State of Soccer on November 21st. The USA against Wales. And speaking of Wales, we still haven't seen Gareth Bale yet. He's kept that warm-up jacket
it's
and
scary,
the penny
Josh.
on.
It is scary, the fact that this team is Gareth Bale on the bench who can just, in an instant of a game, change the game.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't come on if there's extra time, and that might be the card that Joe Cherundolo is keeping up his sleeve. But we shall see. There's still plenty of time for this game to be won in regulation. 2 late set-piece goals. Carlos Vela to Jesus Murillo. And then about 2 minutes later, it was Kai Wagner to Jack Elliott for Philadelphia.
We'll say it again, 89th minute right now, but don't let the time fool you. We're saying at least probably minimum 5 minutes of stoppage time with the injuries here in the second half. A lot more time to play. Yeah.
With the 2 goals, we could see 6 now.
Possible.
So we will see. And here comes LA again. Burke, a sensational kick attempted, but no dice. LAFC controlling. Wagner sends the ball in, but it eludes Burke once again. And Crepeau quickly getting the ball from out of bounds.
I would make a substitute here. If I'm Cherundolo, if I'm Steve Cherundolo, I want to slow down this Philadelphia attack, bring in a sub, potentially Gareth Bale, someone who can make a difference, but also to kill this momentum of Philadelphia here before the end of the second half. Get the crowd into it.
And we have seen A pretty quiet group of substitutes for both sides, although Corey Burke has been quite active for LAFC, and it's Philly who's controlling the possession.
Wow.
I believe that's Aronson who is fighting with Cifuentes.
And it's amazing to see Paxton Aronson play. He is so similar to Brendan Aronson in their play style, the way they move around the field.
They draw quite a lot of comparisons as Martinez clears it away. It's Acosta now trying to loop it over some Union defenders, and he does. Down he goes, and a quick kick for LAFC. 7 minutes of extra time in this second half. Plenty of time left for a late equalizer, or a late go-ahead goal, I should say. Vela sends it in. The header skips away, and out of bounds, a goal kick for Andre Blake and the Philadelphia Union.
If you're tuning in right now, as the viewership continues to go up, 7 minutes of stoppage time, 2-2 here, MLS Cup Final. Make sure to hit like for State of Soccer, guys. This is going to be exciting. Josh Berber on the call. Let's do this here. 6 minutes about left. Let's get this going.
And it was Ryan Hollingshead. Mistimed the jump. The ball eluded him. Goal kick for Andre Blake in Philly. The camera continues to pan to Gareth Bale, who does not seem primed to get into the game right now.
No, not
as
at
a
all.
foul called, LAFC will get the ball back. And a yellow card in the hands of the referee. And it is shown to the Philadelphia Union. It looks like Carranza gets the yellow.
Yeah, Josh, Gareth Bale. You'd expect him to be out there right now. I'm sure Cherundolo will bring him in for extra time if need be. But right now, 7 minutes of stoppage time, not on the field. Both managers kind of sticking to their guns here with limited substitutions in MLS Cup Final. My heart's racing, Josh. This is exciting. This is as good as it gets here, for both teams. This is a great final for any fan.
2 goals inside the last 10 minutes of regulation, and you saw Carranza shove Ibeagha down, extending the left elbow. A clear yellow card, third of the match, second on a Philadelphia Union starter. 6 minutes left in extra time in regulation as Ibeagha is getting checked out on the sidelines. I want to remind you guys that World Cup coverage will start here on State of Soccer. Brian McDonough, our fearless leader, will be in Qatar providing you with all kinds of great content on site in the fan zone at the World Cup. Jill Gearin will spearhead our coverage for our first match, the United States going up against Gareth Bale and Wales. As we still look to see Bale coming on in this match, I'll have Belgium and Canada, an exciting first World Cup match played for the Canadians since 1986. 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll start our broadcast for USA-Wales on November 21st. Andre Blake collects a long ball sent in. Vela went down. It looked like Wagner went down. He comes up limping. That would be a tough break for Philly. He seems to be all right, though. Doesn't look like he'll be coming out of the match anytime soon.
Emotions riding high right now, Josh. I'm ready to erupt at the Union score. If you know me, I'm a Union supporter.
And this might be a chance. Carranza sends it in. The Gazdag, the goal scorer, has it stripped from him, but the offsides flag was up anyway.
Dangerous run of play here for the Philadelphia Union in attack mode. They look like the way more dangerous team here in the second half. I got to be honest, I'm shocked. LAFC not really looking too good here late in the match.
The Union have controlled possession. It took a set piece where they have now scored 5 of 8 goals. Both of their goals tonight on set pieces. And here comes Philly going down the left side. Wagner sends it back towards the middle, escapes everyone, cleared away by LA. Here comes Hollingshead running up the middle. Union have numbers back, though. It's Martinez, the primary defender. Now Vela. Vela trying to get some magic going on the left wing. He's double-teamed. Martinez knocks him down, and it's a dangerous free kick right outside the 18-yard box, but on the left side, not in direct goal-scoring potential. Jose Martinez gets the foul, and it should be Carlos Vela on the set piece for LAFC.
Dangerous set piece coming up for LAFC, right on the left side of the pitch. About, Josh, what do you think? 20 yards out, in-swinger coming for Carlos Vela. This is going to be tough for the Union to defend. I expect Blake to have to get off his line a little bit here. You know that Carlos Vela is going to put it on a tee for whatever LAFC player can get it in the position in the box.
We have seen 2 set-piece goals from LAFC already. LAFC has hit the 3-goal mark in every one of their playoff matches thus far, and it's Acosta and Vela standing over it, the same tandem that led to LAFC's first goal back in the 28th minute. That was Acosta. It seems Vela's ready. Ball sent in. Going for the headers. Mario Blake makes the save at the goal line.
Blake forced to make another save here. Ball is safe for the Union. We are now in the 96th minute plus 7 stoppage time, Josh.
We could see a little bit more. Aronson went up with the LAFC defender, but it's Aronson who draws the foul. Palacios was knocked down. And a nice quick kick by Vela, deflected away. It was Ibeyaga who got a bouncing header, but Andre Blake reading that perfectly.
Josh, this is as good as MLS Cup gets. This is as good as any soccer match gets, really. This has been incredible here. Both teams, 2-2, MLS Cup Final.
And here comes LAFC. A long ball forward. That might roll out of bounds. Chasing is Vela, and he leaps into the stands right next to Giorgio Chiellini.
Guys, if you're tuning in,
coming in.
He might be. And guys, if you're tuning in, make sure to hit like. We are 96 minute right now of MLS Cup Final. Make sure to subscribe. This one could be going to extra time here if either team can't score here with 1 minute left.
96th minute, Andre Blake taking his time on the goal kick. 2-2 the score. We could be in extra time for the second consecutive MLS Cup Final.
Oh, no.
And Vela sends it towards the middle. He's knocked down. A foul called. Card will stay in the ref's pocket, and Carlos Vela has been extra aggressive in the latter half of this second half of play.
Cherundolo on the side plotting what he's going to do. Now, LAFC is going to take their time here, kind of kill some time. We'll have one more chance here in stoppage time.
LAFC could be a final chance. In swinger, deflected away. LAFC still controls. Here's Acosta to Cifuentes. Taken away by Kai Wagner in the Union. He's chasing after it. That bounces back to Cifuentes. Towards the middle. It's Sanchez sending it in. No one there but blue jerseys, and that'll roll out of bounds in what could be the last action of regulation.
That could be, Josh. This has been an unbelievable match for whoever's tuning in right now, listening to this broadcast. 2-2 here. Ref is going to get ready to blow his whistle here on the goal kick. Are we going to see extra time? Are we going to see Gareth Bale? To be seen here.
Who do you think will be subbed in extra time, as it seems like that's where this match is destined to be headed? A go-ahead goal and an equalizer, both scored by center backs in the final 10 minutes of regulation. A long extra time waiting on the whistle as LAFC gets the ball back as Blake's goal kick goes untouched. And that is the whistle. For the second straight time, we're hosting an extra time watch-along party. 2-2 the score. A Kellen Acosta free kick for the Union started things off. For LAFC started things off. Gazdag tied it up at the only goal in the run of play. And then that was up at 1. A goal off a set piece for Jesus Murillo. And then a couple minutes later, Philly tied it up. Who will be subbed in for time? All comes down to 30 more minutes of MLS soccer. We'll take a quick break and give you a preview of what you'll see in extra time next, right here on State of Soccer TV.
We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away 1 jersey for every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
Welcome back to State of Soccer TV. Josh Sperber, Brian McLaughlin here. I think Brian's getting a couple of gray hairs after the end of this half. 2 goals in the final 10 minutes for Philly and LAFC. What are you thinking of this?
Well, right now you kind of hit a sore spot for me, in my late 20s. I actually did see a gray hair this week, which is just kind of sad. So you're hitting me while I'm down. But actually, Josh, this match has been unbelievable. I'm really nervous, man, as a Philadelphia Union supporter, as you can see, 2-2. But I'm proud of the squad, proud of the club. Who do you think's going to come in here for LAFC? Like, you think we'll see Gareth Bale? That's what everyone's wondering to know.
I mean, I would be shocked if they sign a guy like that and don't put him in a clutch situation where he has come up big so many times before with Tottenham, Real Madrid, with Wales, almost single-handedly providing that offense to get them back in the World Cup. And it would be a waste to leave him on the bench for extra time.
Yeah, and I agree. We've seen him on the bench kind of moving around, warming up. Let's see if he comes in here for LAFC. Josh, let's pull up those lineups again if we can. McKenna, if you have those, if you want to throw those up there. I know we were looking at them before the game. Let's take a look here at some potential substitutes that we could see here late in the match.
Well, we're starting with the Philadelphia Union. They are the underdog in this match. 2 subs have already come on for Philly. Paxton Aronson replaced Jack McGlynn in the waning moments of the second half. Corey Burke was the first substitute of the game, replacing Mikkel Ura of Denmark. There's still Alejandro Bedoya, who is a big name on that bench for Philadelphia. But if you are Jim Curtin, who do you put in this match, Brian?
Looking at it right now, if I'm Jim Curtin, you already have Paxton Aronson was substituted. Corey Burke was substituted. Alejandro Bedoya potentially. I mean, outside of that, Hariel, Abueno, they haven't gotten a whole lot of time this year, and Jack Freese is a goalkeeper. Donovan, he was a striking option that the Philadelphia Union signed earlier this year, a Philadelphia native from Westchester, Pennsylvania. We could see him as well potentially coming in for Carranza. Not sure, Josh. It's all up to right now at this point. Jim Curtin, excited to see what he decides.
And for LAFC, the guy I'd like to see most is not Gareth Bale. It's Cristian Tello, a guy who starred in the left wing position for Real Betis, because Dennis Bouanga has not had his best game. But Cristian Tello might be a guy to come on for LAFC. Obviously, Gareth Bale is the big name you see on that bench, with Chiellini, another designated player, on the bench as well.
That's it, right, Josh. And Josh, if you give me 1 second here, I'm going to actually kind of make sure that have my phone plugged in. It's on low power here as we start the second half, it looks like.
Don't want to miss this. Is underway. The same lineup that ended off the regular time coming in for both teams. Crepeau in goal for LAFC. Ibeago on a yellow card. Murillo with a goal at the center backs. Palacios and Hollingshead, the fullbacks for LAFC. Elias Sanchez, Kelna Acosta, and Jose Cifuentes, the midfielders. Quadwo Opoko came on for the striker, Cristian Arango, and Dennis Bouanga and Carlos Vela flanking him for the black and gold. Andre Blake controls the ball right now for LAFC, and a surprising substitution for LA. Cristian Tello is coming on, but it's Kellen Acosta who comes off. LAFC controlling possession. Corey Burke shown on as he has been solid in the midfield, replacing Mikkel Ura for the Philadelphia Union. And Andre Blake maintains in goal. Jack Elliott on a yellow card, but had the equalizer in the 85th, joining Jakob Glesnes in the center back spots. Kai Wagner with an assist, and Olivier Mbazo have been excellent as the Union's fullbacks. Burke in the midfield with Jose Martinez, Daniel Gazdag, and Leon Flock, who's been very quiet today, and Paxton Aronson and Julian Carranza, the 2 strikers for Philadelphia. So Tello, the 1 substitution to begin extra time. LAFC faithful still waiting for Gareth Bale to make his appearance. And now it's Vela controlling in midfield. A nice ball through the middle. And Blake has it deflected. Bouanga's chasing it, and he can't save it from going out of bounds.
Wow. Wow.
Andre Blake came way off his line, kicked it right into the body of Dennis Boanga. Luckily, that rolled out of bounds for Philly.
And we've seen Andre Blake come off his line multiple times today. That almost was a mistake right there.
Reminds me of one of Karim Benzema's goals in the 2019 UEFA Champions League final, where he had a goal deflected off the keeper that turned into an easy one for Gareth Bale and Real Madrid. Nice ball from Vela towards the center, but Elliott clears it away. Jack Elliott has been so crucial for Philly, especially in the later stages of this match.
It's apparent to me right now, Josh, that LAFC is firing on all cylinders here late or early in extra time. Dangerous team.
And they show the replay again of Boanga. Just too hard of a kick for Andre Blake. Now it's going to be a corner, or actually a deep throw in for Palacios and LAFC.
And Josh, I keep asking myself, just with how exciting this match is, two large markets, this has to be one of MLS's best watched finals, I'd imagine. It's been incredible so far.
With how exciting this match is, as Vela sets up for the corner kick, lifts his hand, in swinging ball, headed away by the Union. And yeah, two big markets, two newer teams, both with very loud and active fan bases. This has to be a dream come true for not just you as a Union fan, but for the entire MLS.
Yeah, totally agree. Both squads here on display have great coaches. LAFC, a little bit older of a roster, but still young players for the Philadelphia Union across the board. This is great for Major League Soccer.
94th minute of the game, 2-2 the score. 2 15-minute periods in extra time for the second straight year. You see Giorgio Chiellini with his warm-up jacket off, maybe getting loose. Cristian Tello coming on for the black and gold.
We had Corey Burke there racing for the ball, almost got in control of it for the Union deep in attack.
He has been one of the most active players in this match since he came in the middle of that second half. It's a long ball sent towards Burke. He's sprinting towards the corner, keeps it from going out of bounds, but the offsides flag is raised, and Burke cannot believe it.
You cannot believe it, Josh. That's exactly right. That shot of him on the camera there. He looks perplexed, but it is offsides. LAFC will get the ball here as Jim Curtin is pacing around the sidelines.
He's shown emotion one time when Jack Elliott equalized it in the 85th minute. Other than that, he's looked quite calm. 9-year vet at the head coach spot for the Philadelphia Union. That's sent in by Cifuentes. A nice ball in, but it's Jack Elliott who controls it. Sends it back to Wagner.
A Union team that was searching for a head coach, someone to bring their squad together for years and years, but they have that guy in Jim Curtin.
Here's Vela. Dangerous left foot. Tries to get around a couple of Union defenders, and it's Paxton Aronson who pokes it away. That ball hits the referee, so we'll have a drop ball for the Union. They will control with 5 minutes gone by in this extra time. Gazdag is looking for it.
I wish this was a time where looks like Gareth Bale is coming on. Beat me to it, the cameraman here for Fox.
Gareth Bale, a big designated player signing. The captain of Wales has played a limited role in his time in the MLS, but certainly a guy who can come on and instantly create an impact. He'll be the next substitution for LAFC, and that could be a game changer. But the Union trying to get one in the net before Bale comes on. Here's Carranza. Passes it back to Wagner. Wagner looking for that cross in. He's dangerous. Low ball. Back heel shot. Deflected away. Now Aronson looking for it, but it's cleared away by Murillo. Martinez. Long distance shot on the ground. Skips past the goalkeeper. And with 6 minutes gone by, wow. Carlos Vela is coming off for LAFC, and on comes Gareth Bale.
And that's one of those situations here, Josh, where they want to put Gareth Bale in his true position. When he was signed for LAFC, that was kind of the commotion. Where is he going to fit? I think so far he hasn't really fit that well with this roster. But bringing off Vela being a veteran, might be the right decision here for Steve Cherundolo and LAFC. So let's see what Bale can do.
And Gareth Bale a record transfer signing by Real Madrid back in 2013, signed him off of Tottenham. Did not have the greatest career, according to Los Blancos fans, but I mean, he's still one of the top goal scorers in Real Madrid history. Some big moments for one of the most successful teams on the planet. And he's replacing Carlos Vela, who has been the captain, the face of LAFC since the club's inception 3 years ago.
That's exactly right, Josh. And looks like LAFC here in the corner being marked by the Union.
Bale looking for his first touch. And the Union clearing it away. Now Palacios sends it towards the corner. Here's Bowanga. Bowanga trying to put the moves on Philly. Denied. Paxton Aronson playing some spectacular defense and forcing the goal kick.
Spectacular from the youngster, the on-track Frankfurt signee as of yesterday for $4 million, Paxton Aronson. So another MLS Union player heading to the Bundesliga. But once again, Josh, just kind of going back to Carlos Vela as captain. I mean, he's played his role today. He had a great match, has an assist. But Gareth Bale, let's see what he can do. I almost said Christian Bale there, Gareth Bale.
Well, maybe you can call Gareth Bale the Dark Knight as well. Maybe if he wins this match for the black and gold, that can be a nickname. Cleared by Blake. Wagner heads it back into LAFC's side. And there's Gareth Bale with his first touch of the match. Fancy footwork, sending it on to Elias Sanchez. Sanchez, forward for LAFC. Here's Opoku. Opoku has it stripped by Martinez. A nice defensive play from the midfielder, but he gives it away to Sanchez. Going towards the middle, looking for Bale. Instead, he'll send it to Hollingshead on the right side. Chip pass. Here's Bale off the chest. High arcing shot. And he ends up in the arms of Andre Blake. He was looking for Bowanga. And Gareth Bale making an impact in the 18-yard box.
Question was asked earlier, who is the best player in MLS right now? The most skilled player? It still is Gareth Bale, despite his age, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm not one of the Real Madrid fans who think Gareth Bale was a disappointment. He had some injury issues. When he was called upon, he delivered. That 2018 Champions League match against Liverpool, scored 2 of Real Madrid's 3 goals. And obviously that Copa del Rey goal that I mentioned earlier, still the greatest individual goal I've ever seen. He has had a storied career and looks to make his mark on the MLS. 10 minutes have elapsed, still a tie match, 2-2, all 4 goals scored in regulation. The Union threatening now. Sent toward Aronson. Stayed on side, sends it back towards Mbazo, but it's deflected away. And Mbazo will throw it in for the Union. He's got the long throw-in capability there, looking inside the box as he gears up in the 100th minute of this match. Second straight MLS Cup going to extra time. Union have it sent in by Mbazo, taken away by the Union, though. Gareth Bale playing a pretty active role on defense. Fresh legs for LAFC.
It is a cup final. I'd only expect, every single player to be going out all in right now.
Long ball in from Wagner. Crepeau chasing and a nice over-the-shoulder catch, looking like an NFL wide receiver for the Canadian keeper. Now here come the black and gold. Palacios controls a nice move to get away from Gazdag, and a foul called. Actually, no, I thought he was picking up the ball, but Palacios and Cifuentes going back and forth. Here's Murillo, scored the go-ahead goal for Philly in the 83rd. That was quickly nullified.
And Josh, our viewership keeps increasing, guys. Comment where you're from, who you're cheering for. If you're excited for this match, make sure to like this stream and subscribe. This is really exciting here in the 102nd minute of this MLS Cup Final.
Elliott pokes it away from Opoku, so LAFC retain possession. Sanchez inside the box now, looking for the cross. Martinez, excellent defending, and that's going to end up being a goal kick as Elias Sanchez dribbles it out of bounds. Might be a foul called, as right now Jose Martinez holding his left shoulder as he went down on that play, and it's Sanchez now with the captain's armband after LAFC's first signing and captain in Carlos Vela was replaced by Gareth Bale.
That's exactly right, Josh. And Gareth Bale not getting the captain's armband. But hey, listen, LAFC right now, you can see the fans going nuts, right? They're trying to get their team in this 2-2. I think, they're probably surprised. They expected to be bringing home the hardware at this point, but it's a tie ball game right now here in extra time.
And a little back and forth action. Union end up with possession. Gazdag sends it back. Andre Blake with it now. 103rd minute. No goals yet scored in the first period of extra time. We'll finish out this period and then another 15-minute run of play before penalty kicks. And the last MLS Cup was run on PKs, giving NYCFC their first MLS Cup championship. Neither of these two teams have taken home the hardware. So we'll see another first-time champion as the ball is sent in towards the Union. Not a great first touch by Aronson, and LAFC controls it.
Josh,
chip pass, good defense. Philly controls again.
As exciting as this match is, and we still yet to see the finish. Last year's match was unbelievable as well. So 2 straight incredible MLS Cup finals here.
Yeah, late equalizer by Portland with seconds remaining in extra time. I believe in the 93rd minute, that game was sent into extra time. NYC ended up winning on penalty kicks thanks to heroics from Sean Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Long ball in towards the goal. A header over the net.
Oh, wow. Very close for the Union header. Julian Carranza corralling the ball over the top of the post, Josh. Just almost got it past LAFC goalkeeper.
And that was Wagner again. He has been so good at sending in those passes, those through balls, crosses, any way you want to slice it. Kai Wagner has been the pass master so far. I think he is my choice for the MLS Cup MVP. If Philly can hold on, comment on who you think yours is on our stream.
I'm telling you, Josh, there's tons of scouts out there. And if you're looking at this left back for the Philadelphia Union, you're saying, who is this guy? Why don't we have him? Definitely his stock is rising.
Long distance shot, tapped away by Andre Blake. His positioning made that look easy.
Andre Blake extending his hands fully, corralling the ball, pushing it out of bounds here. It looks like LAFC with the throw-in, Josh.
And LAFC working really quickly as we're about 30 seconds away from the 105th minute. Usually short, if any, extra time in extra time. As a foul called, LAFC will keep possession. It's Chris Burke, who knocks down Ryan Hollingshead.
Yep, Corey Burke getting a little bit physical. That's what we come to expect from him. A very physical player. Guy can run all day long for the Philadelphia Union. As can all these players. It looks like there's a lot of energy still on the field, Josh.
And the energy will have to take a quick break. Whistle blown, 15 minutes without a goal. A quiet first half of extra time for Cristian Tello and LAFC. Gareth Bale is on the field, but the game is still tied. 2-2 going into the final 15 minutes before a potential penalty kick shootout. And we've got a potential shootout for a World Cup promotion. Check that out. See how you can win one of the jerseys from the upcoming World Cup in Qatar.
Exactly right, Josh. Right now, all 28 viewers, I want you to subscribe and enter the contest. Let's hear it. Best man. We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away one jersey for every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
Well, an exciting match to say the least. 2 goals in the final 10 minutes of regulation. Josh Sperber here with Brian McDonough of State of Soccer. And it all comes down to a final 15 minutes between Philadelphia and LAFC.
Josh, yeah, you just heard the promo. Make sure to subscribe. But before the World Cup, we have the MLS Cup Final here. And this game is extremely exciting. 2-2, like Josh said, about to start the second part of extra time. Gareth Bale is on the field for anyone wondering. Limited substitutions, it looks like. I think each team still has one more sub left before we head into penalties, Josh. Do we see Chiellini come in here for LAFC?
And you want to put him because he is so good, but I think you want to gear more towards the offensive side here. I think if LAFC scores a goal, I would be shocked if Giorgio Chiellini stays on the bench. But it remains to be seen what Joey Cherundolo will do. Maxime Crepeau stays in goal for LAFC. Gareth Bale on the pitch for the Californians at home here. And we're in the second period of extra time. Philadelphia Union will kick it off. 15 minutes before a second consecutive penalty kick shootout.
15 more minutes here. Unbelievable MLS Cup Final. For anyone listening, for anyone tuning in, I hope you're enjoying this. Hit like and subscribe and follow us for the next 15 minutes, maybe in the penalties. This is getting so exciting, Josh. Josh Berber on the call. I'm not Josh. This is Josh.
And LAFC's got numbers back. Philly's trying to punch it in. Aronson has it deflected away. It'll roll out of bounds. And a throw in deep in the attacking third for Philadelphia. Corey Burke involved on that play as well.
Corey Burke was involved on that play, and you're going to see a lot of Corey Burke here in these last 15 minutes. A very physical player here. It looks like it's a corner kick, Josh, in extra time.
He has been incredibly active. It'll be Kai Wagner sending the throw in, and he's sending it towards the 16-yard or 18-yard box. Deflected away. Martinez corrals it, sends it back to Wagner. Wagner looping pass towards the center, headed away, and flag raised. I believe that's Murillo who is down, and I think an offsides flag up was anyway on Carranza.
Julian Carranza there straying a little bit off sides there. We saw kind of some ping pong ball action here as the ball goes into the box. LAFC will take control here in extra time, the second period of extra time, 2-2 right now in the MLS Cup Final. Josh, it does not get any better than this if you're an MLS fan, if you're a Union fan or LAFC fan.
I am on the edge of my seat as Giorgio Chiellini looks like he's getting ready to come on. I know Brian is on the edge of his seat as well. You can tell which team he's supporting, though.
Yep, no bias here, but
it'll be even less biased during the World Cup, especially during the first match when the United States takes on Gareth Bale and Wales on November 21st, 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not going to try to do that math for what it's going to be out here, but make sure to tune in to State of Soccer.
It's 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Oh, 10 p.m. local time, then. I can't read. It's fine.
No, you're good.
Anyways, make sure to tune in as there's Gareth Bale trying to take it in, but that strong back line of the Union holding firm to keep him out of the back of the net. Bale has been quite aggressive, and Corey Burke has been a potential MVP candidate as he has had a great match off the bench for Philadelphia.
Josh, I want to make a comment here. You just saw it come up the ad. Next is the World Series on Fox. This is quite a day if you're a Philadelphia sports fan, if anyone's tuning in for Philadelphia.
Both these teams in do-or-die matches. Astros up 3-2 in that World Series. That is a game I'll be a lot more biased against for reasons I'm not going to go into on this broadcast, but certainly rooting for the Phillies in the World Series. The MLS Cup, though, down to the wire, 12 minutes before penalty kicks, a 2-2 match here in extra time. The game at Bank of California Stadium, and we're calling this game from all over the world.
Yep, Josh, you were in Australia. I'm here in Philadelphia. We have McKenna behind the scenes, who I believe you're also McKenna's in Philadelphia area.
A big shout out to McKenna on the ones and twos, directing this broadcast to perfection, but we'd like to hear from you guys more. 12 minutes left in regulation. Who do you think's going to win? Let us know in the comments. We want to get you guys interacted with our broadcast in what has been an exciting MLS Cup final for sure.
It has been, Josh. This has been unbelievable. And even Jeremy, a member of State of Soccer, is out in LA right now at the game. So you'll have some content after the match to watch.
And that ball sent in. Looking for it is Bouanga, but swarmed by the Union. Their defense has really stepped up in this extra time.
There's
and
Corey
they're chasing it now. Burke taken down by Crepeau. No foul called. It was one-on-one goalie.
Oh, it
and
looks
Mini.
like the foul call, Josh. Potential.
And they do call it. Yellow card sent towards the keeper. Crepeau is down. Burke is down inside the 18-yard box. We'll see injury-wise, but it's going to be a dangerous free kick for Philadelphia.
Not to toot my own horn here, Josh, but what did I say earlier in the match? Continues to apply the pressure, Corey Burke. Potential for, a goal here because he just presses offensively. And that's exactly what we just saw. Constantly running Corey Burke, as looks like he's unfortunately injured and down on the field.
Yeah, he has been so influential since coming on in about the 66th minute. But it does not look good. Slamming on the turf as we might see a new goalkeeper as well for LAFC.
Looks
as
like it,
Crepeau
Josh.
went down. Just a tough collision for Crepeau and Burke, and that would be quite unfortunate for both sides. It looks like John McCarthy is getting himself set up for LAFC, and Corey Burke is still down.
Josh,
John McCarthy might come in.
This is unbelievable here. Now, if you're tuning in from Philadelphia, you might recognize John McCarthy, a LaSalle University alum. Started his career with the Philadelphia Union as a goalkeeper. And this is what MLS storylines are made of. And now he could be representing LAFC against the Union in the MLS Cup Final in penalties if there isn't a decisive goal here. This is unbelievable.
And McCarthy's getting himself loose. Corey Burke still on the carpet getting stretched out. That really looked like a hard fall for him. Crepeau, not sure if he'll stay in this game. Getting a lot of support from the LAFC fans, but Corey Burke just looked like a devastating injury for the Jamaican international.
That's true.
And they're still kind of flip-flopping between McCarthy warming up and Burke getting stretched out. Not sure what each manager will do. That could give way for Alejandro Bedoya, though, still on the bench for Philadelphia if it is Burke, if Burke cannot return to action here.
Give way for a quick promo, guys. Once again, make sure to subscribe here. World Cup coming up. We'll play the promo, and we'll be back here in a couple seconds after injury. We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away one jersey for every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
So for those tuning in, we still have some injuries down on the pitch. McCarthy's warm-ups intensify as he's going through the goalie warm-up drills with one of his assistant coaches. Looks more and more likely that he'll come on. Still trying to get an update on Corey Burke, who has been fantastic in the middle of the park for Philly.
Josh, this is just, it's heartbreaking for Maxime Crepeau, but if we're looking at this from a perspective of a Philadelphia fan, which I'd imagine some of you are watching, Chaz McCormick, the outfielder, the center fielder for the Houston Astros, a couple days back, making that game-saving catch in center field. He is a Philly local, and now potentially John McCarthy coming in penalty time, in penalty kicks, if we get there. Philadelphia native as well, who started his career with the Philadelphia Union. So storyline after storyline here. This is what, championships are made of, cup finals. Really exciting.
Corey Burke is up, limping a little bit. And I'm not sure if he's just getting himself loose or if he is having to come off.
And we saw
it's good to see him up and about.
Alejandro Bedoya kind of getting ready to potentially come on is what I thought I saw on the sideline.
Still no substitutions have officially been made after a difficult collision. For those of you who missed it, Crepeau had to come way off his line as it was one-on-one. Only Maxime Crepeau standing in between Corey Burke and the deciding goal. in this MLS Cup Final. Crepeau kept it out of the hands of Burke, but both went down hard to the turf. A yellow card was shown to Maxime Crepeau. So it'll be a free kick from about 22 yards for the Philadelphia Union, though 3 minutes have gone by without any action as Corey Burke and Maxime Crepeau were getting treated by their team's trainers. And Jake McCarthy seems ready to come in, having a chat with one of the assistant coaches as Carlos Vela, the initial captain, is really deciding how to proceed with the referee. And it looks like Corey Burke's going to stay on. He's kind of walking around the sidelines, staying loose. They're just trying to keep him healthy, but he's back with the starters. Great to see Corey Burke recovering and probably staying in this game.
Yeah, Josh, and we have more and more people watching right now. Make sure to hit like. We actually have someone following right now, Skilly, it looks like. Skilly just commenting here a second ago from France. So that's pretty cool. We have more of an international broadcast than you might realize. A big kick for Philly. Ron Binkowski coming in. Thank you, Ron, for the comments, guys. Keep the comments flowing. Ron Binkowski, big kick for Philly. Yes, it is, Josh.
And even bigger news, Maxime Crepeau was not issued a yellow. He was issued a red card for stopping a one-on-one goal-scoring chance by Corey Burke. LAFC down to 10 men, and Crepeau is actually getting carted off the field right now. An unfortunate ending to Crepeau. Was that a solid game for LAFC, willing on his teammates right now? But we will see, as you said, former Philadelphia Union player Jake McCarthy getting between the pipes for LAFC. 10 men down for the black and gold in the final minutes of extra time here, and a big chance for the Philadelphia Union as Maxime Crepeau is getting carted off the field.
And you hate to see this, Josh. You know, it doesn't matter who you're supporting here. If you're like me supporting the Union or if you're an LAFC fan, this is not what you want to see. But Crepeau is saying, let's go, throwing his hands in the air. I'm sure the fans are going nuts. And John McCarthy coming on here, the Philadelphia native, to defend LAFC against his former club and his hometown team.
And not the first time we've seen an American goalkeeper come off the bench.
Wow.
After an injured player comes in. The Nations League a couple of years ago comes to mind with Ethan Horvath coming on for Zach Steffen, who became injured, and having one of the most memorable goalie performances I certainly have ever seen. So it'll be Kwadwo Opoku coming off, Jake McCarthy coming on, and the Philadelphia Union are finally getting set. There's going to be plenty of extra time for this second period, and it is a free kick for Philadelphia just over 20 yards out. And a dangerous situation for Jake McCarthy.
Looks like Glesnes is going to be lining this up, Josh.
And a free kick right into the wall. So quickly, McCarthy is bailed out by the black and gold wall, but Philly will control it. Remember, they do have an extra man with a red card. And Jakob Glesnes disappointed in himself on that free kick. It's Corey Burke on the throw-in right now.
Tomas Busi coming in from Hungary. We have a viewer from Hungary. A couple comments here. Thank you, Tomas, who I'm sure is a Gazdag fan, most likely. Hungarian player, Hungarian League Golden Boot winner.
Ball thrown in. Burke in the middle of that pack, heading it backwards. Jose Martinez controls it. Long ball sent in. Looking for a Union head. Won't find it. It's deflected away by Hollingshead. Here comes LA. Sanchez sending it across the park. That's Cristian Tello. Came on as a sub. Has been pretty quiet, the Spanish international. And that's poked away by Martinez.
Numbers here for the Union. LAFC with the red.
And LAFC down to 10 men, as Brian just said. New keeper in goal. Former Union player, American Jake McCarthy in net. 2-2 as Cifuentes trying to will on the fans to back LAFC in their home stadium. Union will have a throw-in. A minute left in regulation, but we should see some added time in the second extra time period before a penalty kick shootout could potentially happen. Philly looking to end it.
That's exactly right. And it looks like I was right. Tamas Busti coming in. Go, Daniel Gazdag, Hungarian international. It looks like Blake is back down on the field here, Josh. I don't know if he can go any longer. It looks like they're going to have to substitute him off.
Yeah, Corey Burke looks like he's going to be coming off, sitting down, leg extended, and he will be replaced for the Philadelphia Union. An unfortunate end to a guy who was so good off of the bench for Philadelphia. So Corey Burke will be taken off due to injury and replaced by Donovan.
Yeah, I believe it's Brendan Donovan coming on, the signee for the Philadelphia Union, homegrown talent, player earlier this season, Philadelphia native as well, coming on. We haven't seen him much this season. Tall frame, the ability to score. Don't know a whole lot about this youngster, but he's coming in here at a clutch time for the Union. So once again, Jim Curtin not shy from using his younger players.
And you might not see him in the PK shootout, but Corey Burke clearly still limping, not putting much pressure on that right leg of his, and he'll come off. Brendan Donovan coming on for the Philadelphia Union. Donovan certainly a well-known name in MLS, but I don't think there's any relation to Landon Donovan.
There is not, Josh, but we are talking about the great city of LA. So, I mean, could Donovan put the Donovan names in lights again? Just to be cliche, you never know here, right? Let's see.
You never know. Anything can happen. It's Chris Donovan. Looks like we both got the name wrong, so my apologies there. But 9 minutes of added time after a long injury layoff. So that is more than half of the initial amount of extra time. So still plenty of time for Philadelphia to take advantage of their 10 men. Union obviously playing quite conservative, stacking the box, trying to send this game into penalties.
If you're the Union, you need to get a goal here. I mean, you just do not want this to go into penalties, despite how good Andre Blake is. It's all here for the taking for the Union.
Ball headed in. LAFC is going to clear it, looking to go on the counterattack. Boanga has it taken away, but a foul called on Kai Wagner. He has been excellent today for LAFC. And if the Union can take advantage of the extra man, he might be my pick for the MLS Cup MVP.
I agree. Thomas Buski saying, oh my God, 9 minutes of stoppage time. That is exactly right. This game has been very dramatic.
Here's Aronson, sent into Mbazo, low cross, deflected away. Sebastian Ibeagha coming in a huge moment, helping out his goalkeeper, and it's a corner kick for Philly.
It'll be a corner kick, and you'll probably get Kai Wagner here on the right side, swinging in with his left foot. I'm sure we'll see Josh. Let's see if Chris Donovan or one of those tall physical players can get behind the ball. Chris Donovan, who's probably the tallest player on the field right now at 6'4". I believe he's around 6'4", could.
And great defense for Ibeagha. This could pose trouble for LAFC. All but one goal scored from a set piece so far today. And here's Kai Wagner. In swinging ball, going for the header. McCarthy punches it, still loose. Controlled by the Union. Curled shot, headed away again. Now Mbazo mishits the pass, deflected away by Bale. Mbazo has it again in the Union reset. A cross coming in, a header, bouncing around. It's a goal! The Union put it in, and Jack Elliott gets his second. Philadelphia
Unbelievable, Josh. You just saw the pure excitement. 3-2 MLS Cup Final, celebrating in front of the LAFC fans or the Union. Jim Curtin on the field, pumped up. Oh, man, this is just so exciting.
The Union faithful going crazy.
Oh, man, look at them on Subaru Park, on the pitch, going nuts.
And there's really not much you can do if you're LAFC. The ball just kept bouncing around.
Unbelievable.
Defenders trying to head it. Mbazo touches it in. Bale going all out to send it away. But again, the extra man coming up huge. And Jack Elliott, the center back, getting his second goal of the match, tying it up and getting the winner in. I think that secures an MLS MVP
and was
for
that
the
Jack
center
Elliott?
back.
Was it? It was Jack
Yeah.
Elliott with the brace. Unbelievable.
How often can you say a center back gets a play, but you got to give it up for Jake McCarthy. A ball was headed in. McCarthy got a hand on it, but tapped it right to Elliott on that far post. The red card for the keeper proving costly as Philly takes advantage of the extra man.
Oh my gosh, my heart is pounding. This is just incredible for Philadelphia. Time is still not up, though. LAFC is still a dangerous team. 3-2 Union in this cup final.
And it could be a loud game in Minute Maid Park, as after this, we won't have the stream, but I'll certainly be glued to that Game 6 of the World Series.
Yep.
Could be the extra motivation that the Phillies need against the Astros. But now here comes the aggression from LAFC.
Telling you right
They've
now,
got
Josh,
no choice but to push it all forward.
Win or lose, this Union jersey stays on and the Phillies hat comes on, because I'm going to the bar today. I'm watching that game. This is a dream come true for any Philadelphia sports fan.
Long distance shot from Boanga, but bounces right into the secure arms of Andre Blake.
My heart
4 minutes to go in extra time. Edge
Dario
of our
with the
seats
comment.
here.
How did you not go crazy and not break something? Well, Dario, this thing actually fell in the background. This almost broke. Maybe karate chop this thing in half, but oh my God, I'm so excited.
For those who tuned in last year, my hometown, New York City FC, won the cup. I may or may not have teared up a little bit after that happened. And now Brian McDonough's breaking his studio in classic Philly fan fashion, as the Union are about 4 minutes away from taking home their first ever MLS
See Jim Curtin
Cup.
saying 4 minutes, Josh, right on cue, 4 minutes on the stream. That's all he's saying.
He's listening to the broadcast. There's no other way.
I know he's piped in right now. I know he's listening.
Hi, Jim.
You're doing a great job, Jim. Big fan.
What a season. The underdogs in this cup match, the winners of the Eastern Conference, a flurry of 3 goals to take down the defending champs. Wow. And now they're 2.5 minutes away. Here come the Union again. Aronson sends it towards the center, wildly offsides. And LAFC will quickly throw the ball in.
9 minutes is a long time. Thomas Buzzi said that. So we still have a lot of extra time left, about 3 or 4 more minutes, probably 3.5 minutes now.
You see Alejandro Bedoya surprisingly not in the match, but willing on his team from the sideline. Here's LAFC, Teo down the left side. He has it taken away. It's a throw in for the black and gold. 2 minutes left.
Wow. This is just...
Trying to go in the box, taken away by Martinez. He has it stripped, bouncing around. Cifuentes goes down. No flag called.
No flag called. Cifuentes down. Ball's bouncing around here. Throw it LAFC.
LAFC going to go as quickly as they can. Here they come. Looking for the cross in. Bale the header. He ties it up. Gareth Bale. Another year, another late equalizer in the MLS Cup Final. And who else but Gareth Bale?
I have friends texting me, the Union, let's go. Gareth, Josh. Oh, devastating.
Another big moment for the Welsh captain, LAFC's massive signing.
This is unbelievable, Josh. I know last year was incredible. This might be the best MLS Cup final we've ever seen, just because I don't know. I might be biased, but
I am heavily biased towards New York City FC's winning last year. This is still the best MLS Cup final I have ever watched. They're showing the replay. LAFC down to 10 men. A beautiful cross inside the box, finding the head of Gareth Bale. Unbelievable.
Thomas Buzzi said it best in the comments. Just incredible match.
I am speechless right now.
Gareth Bale of all players, man. And this is why you. But still, remember the Union still are in favor here with one extra player on the field.
It had to be Bale. Union still have a man advantage. and they're going to push it in the attacking third.
Wow.
Here comes Aronson. Sends in a low cross, deflected away. LAFC desperately trying to avoid the corner, and it's a corner kick.
Kai Wagner's going to have to take
Still
this
time.
one here. Union have the advantage. Union have the advantage. Trundle's looking at his watch, Josh.
We saw the Union go ahead on a corner kick. That ball bounced around. Kai Wagner had 2 assists in this match. He's looking for a third. 3-3.
This is madness.
The final action of regulation. Wagner sets it up from the corner, making sure he's ready. LAFC players really trying to get in his head, try and extend this as much as they can. The ball is down next to the corner flag on the right side of the field. Ryan Hollingshead currently conversing with the referee.
Dario's saying it best. What is this? This is the MLS Cup Final. This is Major League Soccer, storyline after storyline, an incredible league that I think has really transcended itself. It's on the scene now. If you're tuning in, I hope you guys are enjoying this broadcast.
Wagner's trying to stop the fans from throwing water bottles onto the field, try to get LAFC to just get themselves ready. He has been dangerous from the corner flag, and the ball is down in front of the right corner flag. Wagner gets set. Hand is raised. In swinger. The header knocked away by LAFC into the black and gold wall. And Mbazo will not get a chance to send it back. For the second year in a row, a late equalizer. And we are going to penalty kicks. Gareth Bale with minutes remaining. LAFC with 10 men fighting for their life. Gareth Bale delivers. And now it's down to the keepers and down to 5 PK goals. 3-3 penalty kicks next. You don't want to miss this. Stick right here on State of Soccer.
We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away 1 jersey per every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
Just wow. I mean, I am absolutely speechless.
Josh, this is unbelievable. My heart is pounding right now. It's racing. The comments are popping off. This is just what you want to see in a cup final. This is unreal.
I mean, I don't know. I know you guys who are listening to this, who are watching this watch along, you guys have the right idea. Thank you for sticking with us. And certainly it has been a game to remember on State of Soccer. We're going into PKs for the second year in a row. We appreciate you tuning in. You got to get everyone else you know to watch this penalty shootout here with us. It is truly another classic MLS Cup match.
This is unbelievable. I'm texting people left and right here. My phone's blowing up. I'm making sure people are watching the game, watching our live stream. It doesn't get any better than this, Josh. We're starting. Penalties are about to be started.
I never thought I'd say this, but the World Series has a tough act to follow. Another Philly team in a championship game next. Our coverage will end after this World Cup final, but let's take you through it. Kellen Acosta and LAFC struck first on a free kick in the 28th minute. Daniel Gazdag scored the first goal from the run of play in the 59th on a beautiful ball in. He had an open shot, put it past Maxime Crepeau. No scoring came until the 83rd minute. Jesus Murillo off of a corner kick. Beautiful header, a beautiful pass from Carlos Vela. But 2 minutes later, Jack Elliott scored the first of his 2. Then it all went into extra time when it was Elliott again on the corner following a red card by Maxime Crepeau. He stopped a 1-on-1 with Corey Burke that sent the super sub for Philly back to the sidelines as he was injured and brought on John McCarthy. Then Gareth Bale at the death, 1/20th minute +8 in extra time. The massive designated player signing coming through in the clutch for LAFC, as he's done in his storied career. And now, for the second year in a row, the first time MLS Cup finalists will be decided by penalty kicks. Brian, you're clearly pulling for the Union, but how you feeling right now?
I'm nervous. I'm excited. Everything you could imagine. I'm looking at these comments too. What a match, Big Glow is saying. We have Brian Peppers coming in saying, just with a soccer ball, let's score a goal now. We have Prince Machange, Philly deserves this. This is just unbelievable, guys. Thank you for the support in the comments. We have a lot of Hungarian fans in here, actually, before Daniel Gazdag. Thomas Busi saying we are proud of Danny, the Hungarian international. This is just, it doesn't get any better than this. And I'm feeling extremely excited, Josh, as you can tell. My team is in penalty kicks of the MLS Cup Final. And it looks like it'll be Andre Blake against the Philly native, Josh, John McCarthy.
And head-to-head, I mean, yeah, it seems like there's a lot of Union fans on this broadcast, but it's hard to say that Blake does not have the advantage here. McCarthy only realized he was getting in the match in the 116th minute of extra time. So he's got fresher legs, but Andre Blake, all the experience as each team comes together, arms around each other, shoulder to shoulder in another penalty kick shootout in the MLS Cup Final.
Another penalty kick shootout. We have Skilly coming in from France saying, what a game. Thank you, everyone. Make sure to hit like, subscribe right now for World Cup coverage in the future. But before then, we have penalty kicks of this MLS Cup Final. Is this Tello, Josh, who's going to start us off here?
Cristian Tello against Andre Blake. 1st to 5. 2 goals must separate the winners. Andre Blake getting ready against Cristian Tello, another Spanish international designated player coming from Real Betis to LAFC. Tello setting himself up from the spot. Palpable tension in another penalty kick final.
Josh, I'm just going to let you take this away, man. I'm too nervous to say anything. I don't want to jinx anything. I'm just sitting back. This is when your club is in a cup final, when your team is in penalties. I'm sure, the 70 people who are listening right now, I'm sure some of you have felt this before, but wow, my heart is racing.
Give us a like, a subscribe, and give Brian some time to hyperventilate while Cristian Tello gets himself set up from the penalty spot. The Union captain looking to make the difference. And here we go. Tello over the ball, going from his right foot. Andre Blake trying to distract him.
And Andre we trust, honestly. He's a massive player, incredible player for the Union.
Ref making sure Blake stays on the line. Tello getting set to start his one. He's ready to go. The kick is away. Blake stops it. Andre Blake stopping a slow roller destined for the right corner. And right off the bat, the goalie makes the save.
Josh, Tello has been terrible this whole match. I'm going to throw it out there. And we saw it here with his PK, slow rolling to the left side of Blake for the save. I'm feeling more and more confident now. Let's see who takes the first kick for the Union. Danny.
Tello guessed right. And much to the appreciation of our Hungarian fans, Daniel Gazdag, who has been incredible for Philadelphia against the former Union goalkeeper in John McCarthy.
Hungarian fans tuning in.
Got the red card. Hungarian fans tuning in. Hype up your boy Gazdag in the comments.
Oh, no, we're going to see it. I'm feeling this. He's a clutch player, has been all season long.
Here's Gazdag. Over the goal! He slipped on the run-up, and Daniel Gazdag sends it over the net. So each team misses their first shot. A great save by Blake and a miss hit by Gazdag.
Oh,
His
man.
left foot not planted, it looks like, and he just slipped.
Oh, and you even saw John McCarthy come up to support him, the goalkeeper for LAFC. That's just rough.
Great sportsmanship. You got to give it up for that. But now it's
That's Philadelphia sportsmanship. The brotherly love there.
Denis Boanga, a chance to put the Union ahead. Neither team scoring on the first shot. Boanga wants to get one for LAFC. Blake favoring the right side. He guesses left. It goes over the hands. The first PK goal, a screamer from Boanga, giving LAFC the first goal of the PK shootout.
That's right, Josh. Just blasting it to the left side past a full extended Andre Blake. Can't stop the ball. Boanga here with the leading penalty right now. You can see it on the screen watching this live. It looks like Martinez is up next for the Union.
Yeah, it's Jose Martinez, number 8 for Philly, a defensive midi, needing to tie this game up against the former Union goalie, coming on in the 116th minute after a red card to Maxime Crepeau.
Martinez is a clutch player, doesn't let the pressure get to him. Let's see if he can convert here against McCarthy.
Martinez to the right side, fakes it. Goes to the left side. McCarthy with the stop against his former team. John McCarthy coming up huge.
Not looking good if you're the Union.
This has been.
Wow, with the run up
by Gazdag, McCarthy doesn't fall for the fake, and he keeps it out. Black and gold on their way with 2 PKs down, 1 to the good of LAFC.
This isn't looking good right now, but Andre Blake.
Here's Hollingshead. And he cool as you like. Blake guessed wrong. 2-0 in PKs. Up goes LAFC.
This is what happens in finals. PKs. It all comes down to this. LAFC taking advantage of the situation right now. Gazdag slipping, of course. Union need to desperately have to get this one, Josh. I think if they miss, is it over?
I mean, it ain't over till it's over. I know baseball's next, but, you know, got to throw a Yogiism in there. 2-0 LAFC. Kai Wagner coming up in an enormous spot. The left back needs this for Philadelphia. Here comes Wagner. McCarthy guesses right, turns it away. John McCarthy off the bench and into the history books. What a performance we've seen from the American.
Not a bad penalty from Kai Wagner. Left foot comes up running, tries to slide to the right side. His strong side, his left foot, does not get it past McCarthy, the Philadelphia native. We're talking about a John McCarthy who used to celebrate, Josh, in the Sons of Ben section. He used to sit with the Sons of Ben, now here, out there, going against his former club and his boyhood team. This is just incredible storyline.
Unbelievable, coming off the bench and getting it done. Now it's Ilie Sanchez to put this one away. Here's Sanchez. Blake under his gloves. And Sanchez celebrates. LAFC with the victory. 3rd year of existence. First final. First MLS Cup.
Oh, man. You know, from one Union supporter to another, I'm sure a lot of people out there are upset right now, but hold your heads up high. What a match. God, I'm depressed. This is terrible, but you got to give it to LAFC. Gareth Bale, equalizer, the team coming up strong. You know, nothing against Gazdag slipping. That's so unfortunate, but kind of setting the tone there for a terrible session of PKs for the Union. And this is what happens in Cup finals. LAFC wins this one, Josh.
And the Western Conference getting back that MLS Cup trophy. John McCarthy playing the hero, coming on for the last 10 minutes of extra time, getting 2 saves against his boyhood club. And also, you got to give it up for Gareth Bale, coming up huge at the death.
I can't even imagine what I'm thinking right now, what John McCarthy is thinking as the goalkeeper who's from Philadelphia. Once again, he used to sit with the Sons of Ben. He used to stand there arm in arm with the Sons of Ben, the main supporter group of Philadelphia. And now he's in goalkeeper against his boyhood team, stopping them in PKs to win the match for LAFC. Wow,
and
Josh.
I am speechless. This is one of the most exciting MLS Cup matches I think I have ever seen. And Philadelphia coming up short, thanks to another set of goalkeeper heroics. Guys, who do you think is going to be MLS Cup MVP? I got to go with the goalie specifically for 2 saves, shutting out Philadelphia in the penalty kick shootout.
It has to go to John McCarthy. If I'm giving this award right now, this is a guy who went the Division I route, played for LaSalle University in Philadelphia. A Big Five opponent, Jim Curtin, a Villanova University alum. 2 guys here, separate teams, but there's Cherundolo on the field leading his team to victory. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream today. This is extremely upsetting for me, but it's been one heck of a stream, an amazing game.
Truly, just absolutely incredible. A back and forth contest. There was no real dominant team until that penalty kick shootout when McCarthy showed up, and really set pieces told the story early.
That's exactly right, Josh. And, let's put the score line up right now. 2-2 PKs, 3-3. It goes to PKs, and LAFC wins this one. This is just incredible for LAFC.
I want to give a big shout out to our fans here. Tomas Busi giving us a big thank you. We want to thank you guys first because, you guys have been incredible. We love seeing the comments, the interaction between these kind of things, especially in a game like this. That's what makes it the most fun.
And that's what makes it the most fun, guys. I really appreciate you all coming in here, hanging with us for the duration of full time, 2 periods of extra time, PKs, 35 people, 40 people on the stream right now. Thank you so much for watching. LAFC won this one. We have My Medical Reports coming in saying one of the best MLS games ever. As a Union fan, hated to lose, but as a former 4-year varsity player at LaSalle, it was good to see a fellow 4-year athlete win it. Really cool storyline for Philadelphia here. We have more comments from Jason Weissman coming in saying, let's go Phillies. So now a lot of Philadelphia fans are turning their attention to the Philadelphia Phillies, who are of Game 6 of the World Series tonight. Thank you guys all for watching. This has been amazing. Josh, what are your feelings right now? How do you feel?
Well, first off, no pressure to the Fightins, but they've got Philly on their shoulders now. And you really have to give it up for the Union, though. They played absolutely incredible. Kai Wagner was excellent, pulling the strings from the back line and getting that game going. And an unfortunate injury, I think, to Corey Burke certainly did not help in the late stages. But, really just an incredibly played game by both sides here.
Incredibly played game by both sides. Adversity kicking in early on, and especially late in the match for LAFC, going down a man. Gareth Bale able to score. We saw multiple injuries, multiple stoppages. One of the greatest MLS matches, probably the best MLS Cup match we've ever seen. I want you guys to dispute that in the comments below. But now we go to Qatar. Now we head on to the World Cup, Josh. For who's in here right now, our viewers, let's talk a little bit about that. We'll run the promo, and then we'll kind of cut it off, as I'm sure a lot of Philadelphia fans here right now are getting ready for the Phil's game at 8 o'clock. So let's run the promo. We are only days away from the FIFA World Cup. To celebrate, State of Soccer is doing a jersey giveaway. Listen closely. All you have to do is subscribe to State of Soccer on YouTube and comment on this video who you will be cheering for at the World Cup. Once again, sub to State of Soccer on YouTube. Let us know which World Cup team you are rooting for and earn the chance to win a free jersey. To increase your odds of winning, State of Soccer will be giving away 1 jersey per every 100 subscribers. The winner will be announced in my first episode on location from Qatar. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the World Cup.
I know I can't wait for the World Cup. United States back in it for the first time since 2014 after, well, let's not talk about 2018, but you guys know that story. Very excited to see U.S. back, and that's going to kick off our World Cup coverage on November 21st. Jill Gearin will have the call for this watch-along as Gareth Bale, one of the heroes of this match for LAFC, will take Wales on to face the United States.
And that's right, Josh. Gareth Bale showing why he's worth that money, why he was worth a transfer to LAFC. And of course, he's going to be representing Wales against the U.S. men's national team on November 21st. Coverage will be here on State of Soccer, just like we're doing today. If you enjoy this, tune in. Jill Gearin will be taking that one. Josh, you'll be coming in for another 8 or 9 matches or so. We have a full broadcast crew for for the World Cup. Guys, this is exciting times for soccer in this country and globally.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing better. There's really no better international tournament than the World Cup. I am very excited to be part of that coverage with you guys, and we'll have some more content coming out. So stay right here on State of Soccer. Click subscribe, like all our stuff, follow us on social media. We will have plenty of content for you guys. And we're doing this for you guys. We want to give you the best World Cup experience that you can possibly have. And who knows? I mean, you look at the past MLS Cup finals, they've been some exciting games. We're going to see more like that in Qatar for sure.
We got a couple comments here. McKenna, if you want to throw them up, we have My Medical Reports giving a shout out to Josh. Excellent job, Josh.
Take that down, please.
We have Big Glow saying,
you guys.
What a game. We have Jorge Luis Cueva Pineda saying, bail. That's exactly
Bailed
right.
him out.
Multiple exclamation points. Prince Machange, Los Angeles is erupting here. Thanks for tuning in from LA. He's also saying, I'm Team Brazil. So he's excited for Brazil, of course. You, sir, are in the running now for a World Cup jersey. So that's cool. Thank you for that. We have, if you go up a little bit in the comments, we have Jason Wiseman cheering on the U.S. men's national team. Guys, once again, you're about to end the coverage here in a second. LAFC are MLS Cup champions after PKs. You don't see it on my face, but like I'm very upset right now. This is sad. So after this broadcast, I'm gonna cry. So well, just think of me tonight. But yep, LAFC with the victory. The storyline of the match, Josh, John McCarthy, the Philadelphia native, LaSalle University alumni, used to stand, I'll say it for a fourth time, with the Sons of Ben, and now stopping PKs for LAFC against the Union in the MLS Cup Final.
And as great a match as this was, we really appreciate all of you guys keeping it loud in the comments, following along for this entire incredible match. We really appreciate your guys' support. We appreciate the love in the comment section that you guys have been giving us for just about all our videos. And we can't wait to have so much more of it for Qatar. We'll have plenty of more content here on State of Soccer. So like us, subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out at SO Soccer TV on both Twitter and Instagram as well. We really appreciate the support, and we can't wait to give you more content as the road to Qatar will begin just about, I think, 12 days until the World Cup starts. I'm bad at math, but about 2 weeks until this game will get started. Thank you all so much for the support. Brian, anything else you want to say to your subscribers here?
All I'm going to say is to my subscribers, thank you so much for the support. As always, we're looking forward to the World Cup here. Now we got to look on. It's going to be a rough night for me. I'm glad I have the Phils. So guys, go Phillies. Game 6. Anyone supporting us from Philadelphia, go Phils. Hopefully they don't take the L, because that's a rough day for me, Josh. And then of course, Eagles 8-0. A lot going on here. World Cup coverage. I'm going to stop talking because I'm just a bundle of emotion right now. I'm upset, to be honest, but it's been a great stream. That's all I can say.
Well,
Josh.
Yeah, well, before we go, we have another entrance in the World Cup drawing. Big Glow, another American supporter. Not too surprised we have some of those, but we appreciate you. You're now entered in that drawing to win a World Cup jersey. You can keep on all of our videos in the comments on our social media. If you want that World Cup jersey, we will have that shootout for you. We will just keep on commenting, keep on liking our videos, and subscribing to our social media and our channel for your chance to win. And don't forget, stay tuned. We'll have plenty more World Cup content coming on within the next 2 weeks.
That's
next time you'll see me is in a World Cup broadcast. Brian's everywhere, so he'll be everywhere, and he'll continue. Want to give a big shout out to McKenna May as well before we sign off. Her producing, directing debut. She did fantastically. Give her some love as well. And thank you guys for tuning in. LAFC, their first championship in franchise history, in another fantastic match. I'm going to send Brian some tissues, but thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching State of Soccer. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in Qatar.
Take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend.